Comic Army, my name is Chris the Comic Vet. I hope this live stream finds you safe and well. I always get nervous every time I decide to do this new Comic Book Day Hangout. I always wonder, is anyone going to ever, is someone going to join me in the panel? Am I kind of doing this where it's just going to be solo? I show my books and no one shows up. But today, two American brethren have shown up. It's my slab up partner, Rob. Robert, hope that you're
Hope
doing
you're
well.
doing well.
And Michael from the wonderful state of Missouri. How are you doing, Mike? It's
I'm
Beckerman,
great.
everybody.
Beckerman.
Happy new Comic Book Day, guys.
Happy new
And to
comic
you
book
there, kind sir.
But yeah, it was a pretty momentous new Comic Book Day. And I don't mean like a lot of like brand new number ones, but there's a lot of good stories that got released today.
There was a lot of books and apparently a lot of drama for a lot of comic book stores with the independent books. And of course, Diamond also having issues if you were trying to submit stuff via FOC because they're under a ransomware attack. And so they can't do stuff. Looks like DC and Marvel made the right choice.
Well, the funny thing
in spite of themselves.
Here in Canada, there was problems. Some books across the board, other than DC, had problems. I didn't get The Amazing Spider-Man today, but some other books. Well, I got one other Marvel book. All the DC books that were to arrive yesterday, my LCS got copies of, thankfully. But some independents were not released. Actually, I think I got three Marvel books. Sorry about that. But yeah, most importantly, the new ASM that got released today was not available. And from what I'm understanding, it was short shipped to a lot of different places here in Ontario. But
yeah, still, Penguin's still trying to figure it out. And meanwhile, apparently Diamond had issues this week. I mean, sounded like somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 to 50% of the retailers did not get their independence on time. So,
what?
Supply chain is what it is, and I think it's unless they just start shipping them like really early and having the stores have to sit on them, and risk them getting out there early, too early. I don't know, this just in time delivery with everything that's going on, supposedly with, depending on who you want to believe, whether there's a shortage of transportation or not, it's only going to, and of course, coming into the winter months, it's only going to get more difficult.
Yeah.
Maybe we just
Ruben Guzman, thanks for joining us, my man.
And hear me out. I'm going to say something really crazy here.
Maybe 737.
If we're all subscribing to our books, we don't have to be there on the day the books drop. We could go in 2 or 3 days later, and then if books were late, we'd still be okay.
But then it would defeat the purpose of the show.
I mean, well, there's that, and then of course also there's the point of, I want to be rushed there. See, did I forget something before something's hot or grabs my attention before somebody grabs it, or did I need to grab an incentive before somebody else grabs it? Because I'm that dude. Unlike Beckerman, who just sits there and goes, I don't need an incentive. I'll just get the original art.
Sam,
I don't do incentives, man.
Mike's incentive is getting the first page in original art.
That's not all. Come on.
No,
He'll
I'm
take a
just
second
teasing.
page. It's okay.
I'm just teasing.
I like interiors just as much as
as long as they're hero pages. Yeah. He doesn't want any just filler pages.
But so before we get into showing our haul for today, for everyone that's watching,
before we get to Whip It Out Wednesday.
Right. Before you show us what you got, as most of you know, Mike and myself are very dedicated fans to the Canadian artist Ken Lashley, and Mike reached out to me recently in the last few days, I believe, and he said, "Hey, Chris, did you hear the news about what happened to Ken Lashley?" And I never heard anything, as I know Ken basically specializes on Facebook to commentate with his fans and communicate and show a lot of his art that he's working on when it comes to personalized work and that kind of thing. And the trickle down effect is sometimes he'll throw something on Twitter, sometimes he'll throw something on IG. But I'm not on Facebook. I haven't been on Facebook in for quite a while. But Mike reached out to me with a story. Now, Mike, if you wouldn't mind telling everyone the story that you know about what happened to Ken.
Yeah. So he had somebody buy 2 covers, which, if you know Ken's art and covers, they were both one Marvel, one DC cover, which, I mean, we're talking 5 figures, guys. Yeah. And he shipped it, insured, protected, everything to Florida to the buyer. And UPS has no answers for him. It did not get delivered. They acknowledge that. They say it's checked in a facility, but it's not in that facility, from what I understand. Somebody walked off with that package. Somebody stole it.
Yeah.
And as a comic community, good luck trying to sell that, because it's very recognizable. They're both covers. It's the cover it's Ken's variant cover to Deathstroke Incorporated #1, which I believe was a 616 exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the other one is, what's the one with the little pug as their mascot? Is that Frankie's? Yeah. I think the other one's a Frankie's exclusive of Moon Knight #1.
No, between the two, obviously, first of all, we have to acknowledge Ken Lashley's artwork is very distinct. He has a very distinct style. He hasn't changed it for the better part of 30 years. It has a little bit of Kirby flavor to it. But, to see Ken Lashley's art, it's much like seeing Jenny Friesen's art, or, pick your poison, distinct superstar artist.
Right.
But that Moon Knight cover, that one got a lot of fanfare when Moon Knight #1 dropped, I believe 3 months ago now. And it was one of those that was, the Moon Knight series is highly sought after. I think issue #2 or issue #3 actually has a lot of secondary value to it as well. It's the first appearance of a villain, I believe. But yeah, his Moon Knight cover was fantastic. And when Mike sent me the actual original artwork, I'm like, I actually think the original artwork in its black and white form looks better than what was actually on the cover.
And he's somebody, he doesn't use pencilers. He works in marker, which is kind of makes him an oddity in the art collecting community, because there's no pencils, or very little. He might do a little flesh, like a frame out, but then he just attacks it with brushes and markers.
Yeah, like I'll tell you, I got a couple of his original pieces right here. How you doing, Rob? And so yeah, like I'm only showing these just because Rob, Mike's got his right there, but he's out.
Rob, where's yours? Grab one.
Here, I'll share one with Rob then. So just to say that, like, Mike's absolutely correct. We're talking about an artist that doesn't deal with pencils generally, even when he's doing a quick sketch, whether it's just a quick kissy phase with Peter and MJ, or whether he's doing like a 2-page Doomsday, giving Superman a hard left. Like, this is all color work. This is all marker, like he talked about. And again, like I said, he's got that little bit of Kirby flavor because he likes doing the spot work big time. And to hear that this happened to somebody, especially when you get to meet Ken Lashley in person, whether it's at a con or a comic shop appearance, he does bring original artwork with him besides, the sketch stuff he'll do for you. You have to actually bring this comic book covers already sketched up if you want to try and avoid any kind of serious time in front of him while he draws something for you. He has interior pages for sale all the time. And at times he's, some of his stuff, he prices it, in my opinion, incredibly fairly compared to a lot of other artists that are out there.
You won't find a better person to get a sketch from with the pay what you can afford. If you only got $40, you won't get the most amazing Nightcrawler head sketch he's ever done, but you
But
can
you're
get
gonna-
one. I've seen it.
yeah.
I've seen it happen. I personally would rather give more money to get a better finished product, but if you're somebody on a budget, Ken is an artist you can surprisingly afford that just has a huge volume of work.
Yep. So I know I'm presuming the person that reached out to Ken to buy 2 covers probably spent an incredible amount of money.
Yeah. And
I'm sure it could be a half down or half the price of a car or a price of a car, or like a smaller car, obviously.
And as somebody that's waiting for a Lashley cover to be shipped to them now, I'm in fear.
And it's heartbreaking for both ways. Like I'm presuming this guy had already paid in full.
Yep.
To get the artwork.
He's getting refunded, and it does sound like now Ken's, thankfully Ken insures all of his packages to value for the covers. Which I know he has said he gets friction from some people on. When I bought mine, I was fine with it. Put the value on it.
Oh shit! If anything's gonna go wrong, and I'm gonna have to be somehow out of it, it's what the cost is. You don't like it? Tough. Go somewhere else.
I mean, I bought an indie cover from him, so mine wasn't as steep as what he gets for his Marvel and DC stuff, but.
Right, so it's insured, so the money's coming back into.
I'll get my money back if it doesn't make it here, but
so this guy's.
It's just the idea that
either something else, or it'll get their money back, and it's
everybody's going to be made whole financially, but it's the fact that the person who paid that money in good faith and is waiting in good faith isn't going to get it now, and we all know that disappointment when a package you're hoping comes to you.
Yeah,
it happens.
Like we all hope that in the end this gets straightened up, because the last thing you want to see is some guy walking around San Diego trying to black market push 2 Lashley pieces when anyone who knows anything about Ken Lashley will know that Ken Lashley puts everything out on his various types of social media that he prefers to let everyone know, hey, this is what's gone wrong.
If they know what they have and they're trying to sell it in any of the normal channels, it'll get caught pretty quick.
Right. And I'm sure those that see it or whatever will contact their local authorities or maybe even the FBI. Like we're talking, if we're talking a potential of 5-figure piece of artwork.
Well, it's federal postal investigation. Federal police would be investigating because it's a mail crime. Theft of mail would be a 5,000 or is a federal. It's not a misdemeanor. It's a felony. That's felony. That's what I meant to say. But it's just like not to the same degree. But my ASM 18 I ordered, it never got here. It just got handed to the mail, or actually went to FedEx, and then it vanished.
Yeah. Speaking of FedEx, I'm not very happy about that.
I got my money back, but the price. What happens with the price of those books in the interim?
Right.
And you're sitting there going, now I can't even acquire the book.
Which one is ASM 17?
18. It was first Ned Leeds. Sandman on the cover.
Sandman cover?
Yeah, you've got one. Don't pull it out though. It's okay.
No, those books are actually put away.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just saying, is that like Sandman cover where Spider-Man's kind of cowering behind a wall?
He's behind underneath the debris. I think you have like a 1.5 or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a 4.0 that was on its way that went into the wind. Well, I had to end up acquiring a raw copy now instead and send that off myself to get done and hope it comes back. Anyways, let's get on with the show, shall we?
Oh, thanks for taking over, Rob.
Yeah, Comic Army, we hope this finds you well. It's new Comic Book Day, and Chris is here to take us on a journey. Take it away there, buddy. Before
I feel like Chris's channel is just constantly.
Can I make one announcement on your channel there, Chris?
Say that again, Rob.
May I make an announcement on your channel, please?
Absolutely. Hold on. Let's do this the right way.
Ladies and gentlemen, comic book friends and fiends, I'd like to remind you that if you're watching this channel and you haven't yet subscribed, you should subscribe, for Chris is on his march to the 500 subscriber count. And while I have not yet released the video yet, I am going to show you right now. When Chris hits that 500, he does his 500 subscriber giveaway. I will be giving away a slab. And because Chris and I both have an affinity for the Spider-Man, I could think nothing better than a Shannon Mayer 9.8 colors New York Comic Con color splash of Spider-Man 1, the J.J. Abrams and Henry Abrams story. So that's what I'll be giving away on the for Chris's 500 subscriber giveaway. Look at that beauty, Shannon Mayer. That'll take a beautiful, nice red signature down the road. You can, when he's doing if you don't like the PGX label, you just hold on to it, wait for that CGC signing event and send it off and get him to sign it and have it re-slabbed all at the same time. So subscribe now.
You're the best. I don't even know where to go for that. Okay, I'm going to show my books. Thank you very much, Rob. That's very kind of you.
Why don't you whip it out and show us what you got there, buddy?
All right. So yes.
Oh wait, we're not on Slab Hub. Sorry. There you go.
So yeah, that's wonderful news. I am a significant fan. That's even the right term. I'm a big fan of Shannon Mayer's work.
Yeah. And the Spider-Man, I hear.
And yeah, I am a fan of Spider-Man. That's no big secret. But yeah, I do enjoy Shannon Mayer.
And it's hard for me. It is hard for me to give up a Mary Jane, but
yes. But yeah,
for you,
like there's way too many pieces of Shannon Mayer for me even to name, whether it's his, Vampirella independent stuff or the stuff that he's done for Marvel. Shannon Mayer, even though for those of you who are not aware who Shannon Mayer is, he's an artist that for whatever reason just does a beautiful portrait of a woman perfectly, and I think that MJ is one of those that's right up there.
Oh, and the color splash was by far.
Yeah.
I mean, this was released in a full color originally, but when they did, this was the Comic-Con version that was 2019 Comic-Con. Just the color splash. Just I love sometimes what you can do with gray tones and just a touch of color. Just so beautiful.
Okay, let's get into today's comic books. Try and get a little bit more positive. Okay.
What's more positive than you getting to 500 and me giving away a slab?
That's very exciting.
Now
with that said,
like it's a downer.
I'm just saying, because Mike and I talked about Ken Lashley and that we're upset for the guy and we're upset for never mind. This is just Rob poking the bear. Okay, so last month on Two Cool Guys Hot Picks, one of my hot picks was A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance, and let me tell you, I was correct. It was a fantastic story, and I'm hoping that is continuing here in Rick Remender's issue 2 of A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance from Image Comics. A book that I really, really thought about having as my hot pick for this past Sunday, but it wasn't. We'll get to that. This could be the longest title in comic books today, or perhaps The Me You Love in the Dark. But this is What's the Furthest Place from Here? And yeah, I'm looking forward to this big time. On to Marvel and potentially the new franchise. But this is Miles. This is issue 32. Like I mentioned at the top of the stream, my LCS did not get the Amazing Spider-Man in today that was released.
I'm sorry.
I know. On to DC. In book 2 of Batman, the Imposter. From Black Label. A book that I'm incredibly excited about, and I've been kind of avoiding trying to find out about it, but this is the last issue of Chip Zdarsky's Justice League Last Ride, where apparently we find out why the Justice League breaks up, moving into that continuity. This is issue 1 of not Batman and Robin, but Robin and Batman. Pardon me, Batman. Sorry, Mike. Apologies.
It's fine.
Thank you. I'll say it before and I'll say it again. A book that I quietly enjoy. I'm still picking up. It's 781. Wonder Woman. These are two separate words, right, Mike?
Yeah.
We're good with that? Wonder Woman? Okay.
It is Wonder Woman.
Okay, just making sure. This week on Two Cool Guys Hot Picks, Mark from Legion of Comics, his hot pick was Al Ewing and Ron V's first issue of Venom. I'm going to roll the dice on this myself.
I almost picked it up and I skipped it.
I was kind of up and down with Donny Cates's take on Venom. So just because I do enjoy Al Ewing, I enjoyed his run on the Immortal Hulk and Ron V. I really enjoy his Swamp Thing. Let's find out what they can do with Venom. I'm not sure how it's going to work collectively with two different writers, but is what it is. My hot pick was kind of twofold. My hot pick was The Thing #1. I grew up as a massive fan of the Fantastic Four, and I really enjoyed Ben Grimm, the big blue-eyed monster. But truth be told, my hot pick of The Thing #1 was because of the cover B by Lieber Mayo. This is incredible. This has been kind of cheesed off, standing in some sort of fire. But look whose mask he's got in his hand. Yeah, baby.
Doomcox.
I'm really looking forward to this. I hope the story delivers. But yeah, the Lieber Mayo doing a Marvel character, I'm all over that. Lieber Mayo is just incredible. His Batman stuff on Detective Comics, the B variants over the last year and a half, they've been fire. And now that I get one of my favorite all-time characters, The Thing, done by Lieber Mayo, magnifique. Anyways, that's me. And again, it kind of feels weird not having Ben in Peter's book.
But Chris does like The Thing.
I do like.
He has an affinity for The Thing.
I do have an affinity for The Thing.
I thought it was pronounced Thang.
Thang. It's The Thing. from the Fantastic Four.
We're going to get in trouble.
What's that all about?
This is not even Slab Up. Tate, thanks for joining us, man. We appreciate your time. And it was a really good new comic book day, minus the fact that some Marvel titles got short shipped to Ontario and I missed out on The Amazing Spider-Man. But I'll tell you who did pick up The Amazing Spider-Man. All right, Rob, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh boy, here we
start off with The Amazing Spider-Man.
Show us what you got.
Sir.
Look at that. Morbius coming in. I'm almost tempted. I don't want to make this a spoiler-filled issue, but the last issue by Kelly Thompson really hung up on a cliffhanger where Morbius was biting into Ben Reilly's neck. But I guess I'll find out next week.
Yeah, well, I didn't read last week's episode yet. It's still sitting there to reread because I'm behind again.
Okay.
But Venom 1 and the A cover, but
yeah.
But I limited myself. I was a good boy. Primarily because I have several copies on order from other places.
Is that a ratio or just a normal variant?
I think it's just the A and B. I did not pick up any ratios because I have the Sienkiewicz one on order from somewhere else that's coming because it was cheaper than my LCS usually sells them for. At the Strange Academy.
Oh, little art. Is that Arthur Adams there in your left hand?
Should be. The let's see. This is the Ramos.
Oh, okay.
No, and this is
I thought the
Rayleigh.
I thought the
usually
the Ramos there. I thought he was Arthur. I thought that was Arthur Adams.
Usually he's doing the character ones, but maybe this isn't the character one. Maybe there's a third one. I haven't paid it. I didn't look. I just grabbed the only two that were. Well, one of them was in my inbox. Pull box, and the other one was the only other one that was there. Let me put these up right together. We have the
wow,
the Joker
connecting covers for the Joker. Who's the artist?
Yeah, somebody.
Okay.
Miko Swain, whatever. I'm guessing is what it looks like. Harley Quinn.
Yeah, that B cover is awesome on so many levels.
There was only one in my shop.
Wow.
And I was there like 10 minutes after opening. So I saw only, I liked it to begin with, but then I saw only one left. I said, yep, okay, I'm taking it. Green Thumb Goodness is what her shirt says. Harley's shirt says. In case you're wondering. And of course, the other one, they're doing the little lady and the tramp.
Yep.
Of course, we know which one's the tramp. The Robin and Batman.
That's a
This
nice
is
cover.
the Lemire book. I don't remember who the artist is on this one. I should have paid attention. And I don't remember when I get them on the previews. I pick them for various reasons. So I'm sure this is reason that I grabbed this one for my pull list.
I know the book itself is a Canadian book with Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen doing the story and the interiors, but I'm not sure about the. I was just opening my cover to see if they actually listed who the variant cover artist was at all. But I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, and I'm like stalling as I'm like looking on my thing, Robin and Batman, and this one is the Jeff Lemire variant.
Okay.
That's why I grabbed it. Duh. All right, fair enough. The Batman Urban Legends.
Very nice.
The Gotham. Fear State Gotham. The we're saving money and not paying a colorist. We're just doodling on cocktail napkins and throwing it into a book. I am Batman.
I see you there, Mark. Just give us a sec while he finishes.
Star Wars: The High Republic in a cover that is going to be very hard to get 9/8 on.
Challenge accepted.
That's right. The incentive variant.
Wow.
And last book that was in my box, not a current book, but it was just came out released for this, is the Dynamic Forces Batman 107, first appearance of the Gardener, signed by James Tinian, one of those fabulous Dynamic Forces books.
Wow.
Number 45 of 50.
Very cool. Mark, my brother, how are you?
Doing good. Tell him, hey.
Good.
We hope that this new comic book day finds you safe and well.
It did. I had the Jason David Frank signing I went to earlier.
Aha.
Oh, very exciting.
Really well. Did you have fun? Yeah. Fun.
Did you power up? Did you get to ride in a Dragon Zord?
Yeah, that did happen.
Excellent.
Yeah. She had fun.
If you don't get to ride in a Dragon Zord, then what's the point?
Well,
JDF is really good to his fans.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, he usually walks in like a bull in a china shop. Just
well, unfortunately, because of the times we're living in, like he started these signing events and the signing tours during COVID as a way to just show up at shops, kind of last minute with all these safeguards in play and stuff, and sign all kinds of stuff in the shops and leave it behind for them to try to make some extra money in the pandemic. But there's still like social distancing and masks everywhere, no fist bumping. Use this app and wait in your car, and we'll tell you when to line up, even though we mess up telling 30 people to come at the same time, and now you're lined up. And it was hot too, so we're all sitting there like sweaty sacks, standing outside.
But you all get the tongue kiss, so okay.
Exactly.
Good.
But it was fun. Got some stuff signed.
Sounds like my car starting up in the window.
like Ryan's car starting up down in Texas. Almost don't want to cut her off.
Daddy horses are the best.
Oh,
Yeah.
Michael, did you make it to your LCS today?
I did.
All right, Mike. Show us what you got.
I had a few weeks. I just grabbed the books I know came out this week. I got shorted. Did Action Comics come out today, right?
Yeah, this week it was
Yeah,
fantastic.
I got
so
shorted.
good.
They had a whole list. My Robin and Batman got shorted also, but they have them coming, so I'm not too worried about it. I picked up My Date with Monsters.
Oh,
I got the cover A to that thing book you were showing earlier.
that's cool though.
I like yours better, but I don't do cover Bs.
How are you finding that with this arc? How are you finding it?
It's an X-related book, so I get it.
Okay.
It's not bad though. I mean, it's not like it's not the first book I read, but it's not the last either. I usually do it in order of apprehension.
What's the last?
Right now, what is at the bottom of my pile? Oh, it is an X book.
Wolverine? Way of X.
Near the bottom.
Way of X.
Way of X.
There you go.
Yeah, called it.
But Wolverine's not very far away.
I've heard Wolverine isn't very good right now.
That's a tough read too. But Way of X, that's just tough. That is tougher than a $2 steak, man.
It's seems to be just one of those books down the middle.
And then I got Strange Academy, which I'm enjoying less and less.
Me too.
So that's all I'm showing for now because I don't know which of these books. I picked up a couple weeks at once. So.
Don't Mike, go ahead, man. It's all good.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on a second. Bending over is always an Olympic event.
And if everyone can see, that's that cool Speedball original arc he has behind him while he bends over. This is a character that was introduced in the Amazing Spider-Man Annual.
He bends over in the Speedball.
Bend over, Becker, and throw for Speedball.
Batman versus Bigby, a wolf in Gotham.
No good comics. Thanks for joining us. Happy new comic book day.
Savage Avengers. I've had a little bit of a bounce back with this one. I don't know. I'm 2 issues behind, one issue behind. Excalibur.
How are you finding that X book?
I actually like that one better than most of them.
Yeah, I always enjoyed Captain Britain.
Me too. I actually have a Captain Britain book sitting right next to me, so I'm going to frame it tonight.
Oh, snap.
Whoa.
First,
Yes, sir.
Betsy Braddock.
That's
Very
really
nice.
nice series.
Oh, we've got Avengers.
Well, the Death of Doctor Strange tie-in. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know why I got that. I do a lot of weird stuff.
Doing well. Hope you're doing well.
Newburn.
Hold on a sec. Back that up.
Back that thing up, Becker.
What's up?
Mark,
Did we
read of the
yet?
week last week or what? Read of the
No,
week?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
It was in the top 3 though for sure.
Yeah.
Darkhawk.
Last week we got that Superman Batman special that was just surprisingly phenomenal, and then one other book that
More
was
Strange Academy tie-ins.
Dark Knights of Steel was really good.
Dark Knights of Steel.
They
yeah.
shorted me on that too, but I picked that up today. That's out in the living room though, because I was actually reading it.
Will you go get it? I'm just kidding.
No. Batman, whatever number they're on these days, 116.
Yeah.
Teen Titans Academy number 7. That needs to get dropped.
I think it's going to get good after that issue. Those past four were filler issues.
I agree.
This to this cast, we're about to get lined back up with the regular stuff.
I like Daredevil.
No good comics. Mark has a Mark's to the beat of his own drum. There we go. Fire covers. Lackadaisy story.
Moonburn was great. Yeah, I sing its praises. I just don't think it was the read of the week for me. Top 3 though, that's not bad. I read a lot of stuff.
Right.
Like it's a highly recommended book.
And Moon Knight.
Moon Knight. Durable. Moon Knight. Sword.
And Batman Detective. All right, so that's everything. Well, there's some more on the floor, but I don't want to pick them up.
Come on, man. Get down there.
Robin without Batman.
I kind of gave up on that one.
Same.
X-Men Legends.
How are you finding that? I know they're supposed. Really? I know it's supposed to have that 90s flavor.
I like it. But I lived through the 90s.
Right.
You could literally get me to give you singles by just saying, remember the 90s, Mike, and just hit me over the head with like something 90s related. And I would just be like, yes. My blood pressure wasn't high. I wasn't like overweight. I didn't get winded walking to the living room to get Mark a comic book. The 90s were awesome.
All right. There's something for Rob. I think that came out last week, didn't it, Rob?
Yeah.
Firefly.
All right. So there's my haul.
That was good.
And it's missing stuff. It's missing Action Comics, which doesn't make me happy.
It's also missing the Amazing Spider-Man, much like my own pile.
Oh, no, I'm fine with that. I've got Spider-Man or Spider-Man, sorry.
Yeah, listen,
I've got that hyphenated jerk right where I want him.
He's in a coma. Take it easy on the guy.
I have not bought... Oh, it's been a while. I bet it's been 5 years since I've bought a Spider-Man comic book, maybe 6.
Even a Miles book?
Yeah, even a Miles. Guilty by association.
So let me get this straight. What
about Miguel O'Hara book?
What about McGill? He has a lot of love too.
Oh, I have a soft spot for Spider-Man 2099.
There you go, my man.
I was going to say a lot of people do respect them.
Growing up a Mexican kid, there were not many. It was him, and it was
Irish Mexican.
I always included the Brazilian Sunspot just because. Oh, yeah. Otherwise, there just wasn't much out there. Living Lightning on West Coast Avengers. If you were looking for a Mexican character, man, it was rough.
You just dug deep to Living Lightning. Holy cow.
Oh, yeah. I collected everything that he showed up in.
Wasn't his first appearance in the Hulk or Tales to Astonish?
No, his dad's first appearance was in the Hulk.
Tales to Astonish.
The Legion of the Living Lightning is what
like
you're referring to.
Number 99 or something.
Yep.
So
right around there, I think a little higher.
There's not much higher. It's only 3 more issues.
So let me get this straight. Now, I can understand not picking up a Nick Spencer Amazing Spider-Man, but you bought and read Way of X.
Yeah.
I've
read a lot of crap in my life.
Over the Amazing Spider-Man, or at least Miles. Like, Miles' book has been, like, Clone Saga has been really good.
Neat.
Yeah. All right, Mark.
Which one of you is in a bad neighborhood?
That's not me.
Oh, the fire truck going by.
Oh. Show us what you got.
I picked up that Mighty Morphin issue number 13. So the Eltarian War is kicking off for all those that don't care. It's really epic so far.
So that's the beginning of a new arc?
It's the beginning of the next like event or saga kind of thing. They've been leading up to it for 13 issues and kind of used the last 2 issues to start calling back to the whole run so far to kind of like, dude, we've been leading into something huge. So that was really cool. Billy the Kid, issue number 2 from this independent publisher called Blue Juice Comics. But that first issue came highly recommended by Pocan Joe. And it was really good. It was, what's it called when like animals take the place of people in stories?
Animorphal.
So it's an animal.
Travis,
Yeah,
hope you're doing well.
It's one of those, but it's really good. It's a whole revenge story, but it was nuts. It was way better than I expected.
Whoa! What kind of animal is portraying Billy the Kid then?
He's a rabbit, Billy the Kit.
Okay, I get it now.
Yeah, he's a rabbit, but he was sickly and like the runt of the litter, and his whole family was out at an outing while he's home in bed where he spent his whole life, and a hurricane came through and killed everybody he knew. So he's out to get his revenge on the hurricane. And that sounds wild, but there's more to what the hurricane is. It's all
what
wild.
Issue?
This is number 2.
How hard would it be to go back and get?
I don't know.
Who's the publisher?
Blue Juice Comics.
I'm gonna have to go find it. That sounds interesting.
It does sound interesting.
It's really good.
And I've always felt if I had a spirit animal, it would probably be the giant Flemish rabbit. That's 35 pounds of pure bunny.
Sounds tasty.
I don't think those words have ever been spoken before. 35 pounds of.
Look them up, man. They're the size of a collie.
The only real question there when it comes for Beckerman is: Are we talking fricassee or stew?
No, it's my spirit animal. Like,
yeah,
I believe that inside of me is a bunny the size of
inside of you, right? So fricassee or stewed.
Just
you can't win an argument with Rob when he's talking about potential barbecued food.
Yeah,
as far as I'm concerned.
Quit trying to cook my spirit.
Where are y'all at? You can't put y'all over here where I can see y'all. I feel weird talking to y'all.
Okay.
We could, but
looking at my crotch. I can't tell if y'all are or not. But next up, the only Conan book that comes out that's any decent is the Cimmerian Beyond the Black River.
There you go, Chris. You can almost do it.
He's got it.
Yeah.
But the Cimmerian Beyond the Black River from a Blaze. Blaze is just going back to the original short stories of Conan and retelling them in comic book form. And it's Conan as Robert E. Howard intended, savage and uncensored. But they don't have the rights to put Conan in the title. But he's Conan on the inside of the book, though. But this is part 2. And they're normally a 3-issue series to tell the whole story. And the cool thing is in the back of them, once you get all 3 issues or the 2 issues, if the back has the original short story where you can actually read it. So that's really cool.
Well, I've been misled for a very long time because I knew that they were the short stories of Conan, but I knew that they obviously didn't have the rights to the name because Marvel has it. But I didn't know the character on the inside of the book was being called Conan. I thought they changed the name for that too.
They just can't call him on the cover.
Okay.
And then in the back of them, it has piece together the original story. Yeah, it's really cool from Weird Tales and everything.
They've had some real cool homage covers as well for that line.
Yeah, I think this one, the homage cover for this issue specifically was that Hulk up there in the middle. They do a lot of cool homages for him.
Yeah, the Dale Keown cover, very nice.
Those are all the independents I picked up. From Marvel, I did pick up Venom #1 because I'm following some of my favorite writers, and out of the big 2, you got Ron V and Al Ewing. So it's Ron V's first forte into Marvel writing and Al Ewing's first big project following up Immortal Hulk. So we'll see where this goes. Venom is a very popular character. We're going to see if he was popular because Donny Cates was just running a hype machine or if people stick with it. We shall see. But I don't care about any of those things as long as they write a good story. So hopefully they'll be able to tone him back down a little bit. And I did pick up a second copy to throw into the monthly giveaway box for the channel members.
Yeah, but you get the Del Auto variant.
I saw it actually put it back. You know why? Because I wasn't going to go variant crazy. And the paper quality on these are actually really bad. Like they're really bad.
Pass up a Del Auto.
I went back and grabbed myself the JR cover.
JR, very nice.
Yeah, I'm just so privy to his artwork. I don't know why. He's in there, buddy.
Yeah, I really like the
look at his fingers. Like it's awesome.
I was just going to say I like what he did with the hands.
Yeah, but I know he's definitely not everyone's flavor. He's really not, and I understand why completely. But it's a whole nostalgic thing for me. I think that's just what does it for me. But. And all these books are ravaged, like because of the paper quality. Like the corners are real flared on them. There's a lot on. I've been to multiple shops today, and there's a lot of them that just were clearly not like 9.4s even, just the way that Penguin is still, they're figuring it out. I'm not going to criticize them. It is what it is. They growing pains, but we're still in them. They'll get it together. But from DC, I picked up Last Ride #7, the finale to Chip Zdarsky's mini series here. It was, man, that went hard. That went really hard. I've had the opportunity to read it already. It finished strong. Joker #9, I always resent picking it up, and then I kind of read them, and I'm like, that actually was fun to read. So that last issue just was kind of cool, seeing Bane's daughter Vengeance seek out Gordon, and not to kill him, it turns out, but to ask him for help because the unfortunate circumstances of her inception and what it's turned her into. She wants to be free from those shackles and to have her own purpose, and that requires getting rid of the Joker. So he is now unintentionally her partner for the time being. And so far, the read of the week has gone to Action Comics. This was chef's kiss. I'm so sorry, Becker, but this was so good. And what the best part of it is, like, I was the Superman and the Authority Grant Morrison 4-issue run that was kind of just like space filler. Like, it seemed like one of those things, if you read it, you get extra information that adds to the overall saga. If you don't read it, you'll be able to catch up later. Thank you, Philip Kennedy Johnson, because you threw some stuff in here that made that book largely relevant already. Like, some kind of the turn of this book at the end, like the big turn, you really need to read that 4-issue series to get it. I mean, you'll understand what they're saying, but the weight of it, you're like, oh, that all makes sense. All those things that look like inconsistencies, they're not. They're not. What a trick.
He's so good at doing that too.
Dude, and the way that he rolls out Mongol in it, because this isn't a secret. This is them getting to Warworld. This is that issue we've been waiting on, the start of the Warworld saga, and the way Mongol rolls out, man. This reinvention of a character by reintroducing a new version of him is gorgeous. Like, just the way he carries himself and talks and he dresses Superman. Like, no, you met the Mongol that was. You're now talking to the Mongol that is. And this whole new mythos of Mongol being a title, not an individual. And you gain the title by usurping your own father, being better than he was. And that creates a stronger and stronger Mongol over the years to have to be more powerful than the current one to even take the mantle. So it's kind of leveled him back up, because the whole villain trope, they come out strong, they're real formidable, but once you beat them that first time, they're just chumps. Now they're so disposable and reusable. So now we have a fresh, strong, tough Mongol again. So I'm excited for it.
The Mongol we always deserved.
Yes.
Drive safely, Manny. Yeah. Now, Mark, I gotta admit, I kind of thought you were gonna get that B cover with that Siegel and Schuster flavor
it even says Normandy, France, 1944 at the bottom, and then holding up the tank with the classic shield on. Yeah, I'm an A cover guy.
Yeah. It was actually, I think it's a really cool piece of art, though.
That's because this will be the only one that I end up keeping, along the way. I got one for the Legion loot box, and then hopefully a little bit later, the book's going to spec out a little bit with that villain first appearance, so I can throw one in the following month's box also. But that's my personal copy right there. They were all the same price, those variants were. When you come to those cardstock covers, they know what they're doing. They're giving you like above par artwork on way above par paper. You're not just getting hit with $1 for no reason. You're getting what you pay for. But that being said,
Mayo is the perfect example of that.
Yeah, and then the paper quality is exceptional. Yeah. Like, it is really exceptional. I mean, their A covers are not nearly as flimsy as some of the other books on the shelf, but those cardstocks are solid. But from Black Label, Batman the Imposter issue 2 from Mattson Tomlin and Andrea Sorrentino. Holy crap. This one's hot on the heels of Action Comics. This universe and world that they're sculpting with this specific Batman, it's heavily influenced by the upcoming Matt Reeves film. And I found out, I read on this thing that one of these creators posts, Lemire and Sorrentino were posting stuff, how they both had books coming out from DC. And he mentioned in that post that Sorrentino storyboarded for Matt Reeves. So it all makes sense that that's why there's such a heavy connection. But there's so many panels that just takes your mind directly to certain snippets of the movie trailer. But again, the artwork is exceptional. It's not going to be everybody's flavor, but the panel work is phenomenal. They're really having.
What book is that?
This is Batman
Imposter.
from the Black Label imprint. It is.
Yeah.
It's something, man. Like
Issue
I said,
1 was a real good kickoff too.
it is a heavy read. It's heavily emotional, moody, Tony. It's very street level Batman. There's nothing that's really hyper reality in it. You know,
I believe it's supposed to be year 1 though, is it not? Year 2? Okay, so he's already established himself, and the police force are okay with him at this point, and now
that's
the imposter shows up.
About it. Yeah. That's really what's interesting. So he went through that era of coming out as Batman, getting in with Jim Gordon and working with the police force, but in this, Gordon's been fired for having worked with him, and he's out with the police force, and blah blah blah. So it's an interesting era.
But yeah, Andrea Sorrentino that's handling the interiors for that. It's Mike. If you haven't picked up issue 1, it's worth going back. Worth going back to see if you can try and get your hands on it. I thought it was a real good read. Very dark, interesting layout with, like Mark talked about, how it really seems to go along with what the Batman trailer that we had for the first trailer and the second trailer. Even the cover for this particular book, I'm finding looks very much like what we saw in the Pattinson trailer with the reds and the blacks working there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into this one. I'm sure we'll talk about it Sunday night at week's end. Let me just go this way. Boom. So when Mark returns from dealing with his family, we'll let him carry on. But I don't know if you guys.
Bottle. That was the last book I had. I'll be back. I have to find the bottle.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you guys heard today.
Glug glug glug.
That the Hollywood Reporter magazine had an interview with Henry Cavill. And Henry Cavill, who obviously probably best known for portraying Superman in the new DC movies, specifically for Zack Snyder's take on the DCEU, came out and said that he still hopes to have a Man of Steel sequel, and he hopes to continue to wear or continue to be Superman. And he said that line that he said famously a bunch of times now, that the cape is still in his closet. And I'm curious, what's your take on Cavill as Superman? And would you be interested in seeing Cavill return as Superman, or have you had enough?
It's the script, right?
I'm fine with it.
I got nothing wrong with him as an actor portraying the character. I'm not necessarily a fan of some of the scripts that he's been portraying Superman in, but
he's fine within the universe he occupies, that darker DCU.
He's not a Christopher Reeves kind of happy-go-lucky Superman,
which I prefer that Superman.
Yeah. Brandon Routh was better for that.
I agree. It's almost unfair what Routh had was dealt once he was cast as Superman. Like, I think almost everyone under the sun.
You mean Iowa's own Brandon Routh?
Right.
That's what I loved, that they gave him that chance to come back to that role during the
Crisis crossover.
Yeah, that was so good to see him get that chance, because agreed, it was like everybody, I think, was going, "You're not Christopher Reeves." Well, no,
right,
of course not, but
yeah,
he can walk.
I think everyone would agree that Routh was actually a real good Superman. He was dealt a script that was not that good, especially the third act. But again, I've said it before and I'll say it again, one of the best scenes in any comic book movie, any kind of movie, was Superman catching that plane and putting it down in that baseball stadium. And that was Routh's Superman, and I thought that was just a fantastic scene.
Let me say this. What's more important is that movie's Lex Luthor, like the Christopher movies, Lex Luthor had a freaking motive. It might have been a stupid motive,
Right.
but he had a goddamn motive for what he was doing.
Yeah,
Real
even though no
estate.
one would go to live there. Like, who would want to live there? But still.
He's
But
always
yeah.
about real estate in the movies. But then all of a sudden we get, I'm going to create my own. I hate God, so I'm going to create my own God to kill the God. That then I don't know
Yeah.
what I'll do with when I'm done with them, but I'm going to create them anyways.
Quest for Peace. But yeah.
Well, that was
The
no. I'm talking about. I was talking about Batman, Superman shit.
okay.
The new stuff. Yeah, I forgot. I like most Superman fans or most superhero movie fans. I kind of scrub Superman 4 from my memory banks and move on. Much like many of the 70s Marvel movies that were produced. I kind of scrubbed them from my memory and just kind of go about my business. They're not the droids I'm looking for,
But another interesting part of this THR interview that was with Henry Cavill, he touched on The Witcher and that he hopes to continue to play The Witcher after this new season gets released on Netflix. But Mike, he also talked about he thinks it would be interesting to join the MCU as Captain Britain.
Oh.
And like to me, when I think of Captain Britain, and it's James Braddock it's not James Braddock. That's Guardian. What's the name of the character who is Captain Britain? You said him.
Psylocke?
Braddock. You had it right.
Was it James Braddock? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why are you making me doubt myself now?
Right. No, just for a second there, I was
Jimmy
thinking
Braddock, man.
what's the name of the leader of Alpha Flight who died? But anyways, I was just brain fart. But when I think of Captain Britain, I think of a guy that is built like I think of a guy who's built like a brick shithouse. And let's be honest, Henry Cavill could be, if Marvel wanted to bring Captain Britain in, and if Henry Cavill was available, like that could be a match made in heaven. Just as much as
no way he's available.
And the thing is, like I said, he talked about it in THR. It's all out there for everyone to read. But the headline was he still wants to play Superman. He still feels that there is still more Superman mythos to be told, and that the cape is still in his closet.
We still haven't gotten a Brainiac on screen.
Ryan Braddock.
Crazy to think about.
Right.
James Braddock is the boxer that his face played in that movie,
right.
Cinderella Man.
Right. Isn't James Braddock Daredevil's father too? But yeah.
But no, that's Jack
Murdock.
Battling Jack Murdock.
Matt Murdock?
Matt Murdock.
Jack Murdock. I can go get Cat Murdock. He's being a real jerk tonight. My cat.
But again, I've been saying this for the better part of a year that I've been on YouTube. We need another Cavill installment as Superman. It's almost not fair at this point that they haven't given this actor another opportunity to put the cape back on. Again, much like Brandon Routh, everyone just, whether you're a fan of the first Man or of Man of Steel or not, he even looks like Superman.
It would, for me, with Captain Britain, it would really depend on who they got for Megan. They'd have to have good chemistry. They would have to have great chemistry, because to me, that's a really underrated superhero couple. Like, for the ever revolving door of superhero relationships, they really made it last. Like, and you don't ever hear anybody like bring them up in a list of great superhero couples.
Well, who would be at the top of your list? Rogue and Gambit?
Kyle Rayner.
Well, it used to be, for me, the standard was Reed and Sue, but they've just ruined that so bad.
Oh. Yeah.
I think Kyle and his girlfriend, there's so much lost potential.
In the fridge.
I mean, obviously, like Superman and Lois is the metric. You know, that's the measuring stick. That
for DC, I was thinking
Spider-Man and Mary Jane, even with their ups and downs, Spider-Man and Mary Jane, that's the Marvel equivalent.
It is the pinnacle of
Yeah.
standing by her man until the freaking writers tear the shit down.
Well, I mean, I think that for Marvel,
No forgiveness, Dan Slott. No forgiveness.
for Marvel, that's the standard. Overall, it's always going to go back to Superman and Lois.
Jim Shooter wouldn't let him do it.
He constantly is hiding who he is from her. And
Well, it's certainly not
can it be
Alicia
Batman,
Masters
Catwoman,
and
something really weird?
the Thing.
I think that should be verified if we can get some kind of guarantee that Batman does leave him happy. If you know what I'm talking about.
That's right.
Hey,
If we can get that confirmed, it's Batman and Catwoman, despite how toxic the relationship is.
I don't get how that was. Nope, can't do that. But what was Batman Widening Gyre? Where is that the one we're still waiting to be finished by Kevin Smith? Where he had Alfred like running away, clutching his pearls, because Silver St. Cloud's nickname for Batman was DD, double digits, for amount of orgasms he gave her. Like in Kevin Smith fashion. They're just sitting around the Batcave talking about orgasms.
Here's the part where Mark nods.
That show was responsible for them getting married in the comics.
Oh, Terry Hatcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the new Clark and Lois are the new one that's out is actually really good as well.
Yeah, Superman and Lois is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Still haven't watched it.
You
I'm with
finished
you.
Stargirl?
I did. So
What's up,
good.
Digger?
Jim, hope you're doing well.
What's going on, Jim? I know Jim watches Stargirl.
So did that season finale just happen for that? A little while
Yeah,
ago?
like a week or two
Okay.
ago.
So look, today is when we would normally come home, watch Stargirl, eat Zaxby's, just chill family night kind of thing. But we didn't have Stargirl on, so my wife went ahead and like started winding down. So my daughter forced her to go to bed at 6 o'clock on the dot and laid there, thought it was bedtime because it's dark now, and now they're running around like maniacs because it's thrown off our whole.
Maniacs.
What's your order at Zaxby's?
I get the garden blue salad with ranch and a side of insane sauce. We get an order of cheese bites, fried pickles, the 4-piece chicken tender meal with no coleslaw, extra fries with a lemonade for the kids to split. And then I get the wife, whatever she gets, she changes it up between a salad and chicken fingers as well. Then I get an extra kind of hot honey mustard, insane sauce, and Zax sauce to go with it. And the little ones, the appetizers just spread out.
Sounds amazing.
It's $40.
Is Zaxby's? I was just going to say, is Zaxby's expensive? Because that sounds expensive.
It's $40 even for that order.
Why does it sound expensive? Because they change out their S's for Z's?
Do you not even wait for the total? You just give them the 40 and just start walking away?
No, I go through the drive-through. I normally have a wiener dog with me leaving work. But they always pull that. If you could drive forward, we'll bring it out to you. I'm like, yeah, if you give me my sauces first, then I will. Because they always want to either forget your sauces or put that much in a little ramekin. And they're like, oh, we'll put it in the bag. I'm like, no, I'm going to sit
with
here
Sauce Guardians.
I don't know.
Does it come out of your paycheck?
And I'm not even asking for extra. I'm just asking for what I paid for. You know,
like there's a leaderboard in the back, and it's like, Rob, you gave away the least amount of sauce this month. You get $1,000 in a parking spot.
Now, let me ask you guys this: this is trending here in Canada. That McDonald's charges for dipping sauce for the big nuggets if you want an extra one on top of the one they give you. Is that happening in the United States?
It's been that way for years.
It depends.
Really?
They got to this idea. Somebody came up with this idea that you get one packet for like a 6-piece and like 2 for like a 10. And if you get like a 20, you get like 3. And anything more than that, you got to pay like 10 cents a pack for it, because the damn people who were like would go get hordes of ketchup and go home and try to like scrimp their money or whatever. I guess we're really breaking McDonald's bank, asking for extra sweet and sour sauce or something. I don't know. Maybe that was the local Chinese food's secret recipe, was they were going to McDonald's and stealing all their sweet and sour sauce so that way they could offer some chicken chow mein and sweet and sour pork.
It's all about looking whoever it is in the eyes. I can usually judge who's not going to charge me for the packets. You can spot a sauce guardian from a mile away.
Sauce guardian.
I think it also depends on, what it is you're ordering and stuff, right? If I go in there and I get a 6-piece, I go, hey, can I get and they give me one packet, I go, can I get 4 or 5 more? People used to take handfuls of sauce. It's stupid. But if I sit there and I get a 20-piece and they hand me 3, I say, can I get one more packet, please? I don't think anyone's ever really given me shit, especially when I'm ordering other things. I'm buying food for 4 people here. I'm asking for one frickin' sauce. Okay, here you go, type of thing. But then again, I don't normally use that much sauce. If I get nuggets, I really only need like one thing of the buffalo sauce for like every 10 nuggets. That's about
me out of time. Taco Bell will ask you how many sauces you want. Put it on your ordering menu. Like when you're ordering your senior order, like three fire, 3 Diablo, and then when you get there, they put the exact number in your bag.
Or they'll just treat your bag like a challenge to how many sauce packets they can get in there.
Chick-fil-A's doing it too, Chris. Chick-fil-A's got a recipe. If you order it instead of going in there, if you go in there, it's out. But if you order it, it's like a freaking. They've got you get X number, and same thing with Popeyes.
I'm sorry, but Chick-fil-A will never get my money. With that being said, I think
why Chick-fil-A won't ever get
we're not going down this road. You all know.
Hey,
with that said, I think what Taco Bell did by putting those little comments
says that it's hard not to eat Chick-fil-A because it tastes so goddamn good.
Funny enough that you
whoever
brought him
makes
up.
a chicken
I'm going to a wedding that he's going to be
will get my money. With that
I'm
being
going
said,
to a
Taco
wedding
Bell
that
did.
Pete Buttigieg is on the guest list.
Hey,
for
you know
real?
what?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
My cousin is his undersecretary, and she's getting married, and I'm gonna be at a wedding he's at.
My house eats Chick-fil-A on a regular basis, including my youngest loves Chick-fil-A, and my youngest is LGBTQ.
Okay. Okay, to each their own. I get it.
Like, all right.
I know people in the LGBTQ community that voted for Trump for economical reasons. Everyone has their different strokes for different folks.
Look, if I was worth $25 million, I may have voted for Trump too. But with that being said, I didn't because I'm not worth that, and I'm also
you're not allowed to vote, Chris.
Sandwich,
yeah.
Or as Mark would say, a chicken burger.
I do vote.
Chicken burger.
And if they come out with a chicken burger, maybe I'll change my mind. But with that said, with Taco Bell put those little comments on their packets, I thought that was genius.
Yeah.
When the one that I saw was,
you fire me
when
up.
I grow up, I want to be a waterbed. I thought that was brilliant.
Freaking one of those 1970s, early 80s waterbeds. Not one of those not one of those modern flotation beds. I want the freaking the old school one I grew up on, where when the '89 Loma Prieta earthquake happened, I got woken up by 4-foot swells.
Were
you surfing?
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I was halfway through my nap.
Yeah.
I was taking a nap right before the baseball game, the World Series, and got woken up by big swells on the bed. And
that World Series.
Yeah, the Bay Area.
The Battle of the Bay.
Battle of the Bay, that's right. My A's sweeping the Giants, those freaking losers.
Yeah. Digger Jim is saying full wave baby waterbed. Yeah, mine was a semi. So you would get in it, you'd have a couple 1-2 rolls, and then it would stop.
Oh, nothing was like crazier than trying to do it on a waterbed. Holy cow.
Paul's kind of saying, oh, they're non-American votes. Why can't Chris? And like I've said before, half the time I come on these panels, I'm more American than the Americans I join.
Oh, yeah, I don't vote. So if you want my vote, you can have it, Chris. You just got to figure out how to use it without.
And as some of you may or may not know, I follow American politics very
Florida,
closely
because Florida doesn't even follow their own rules. They like to complain about them, but hey, what's that? You're out of prison.
I didn't vote last time, and I can't wait to not vote again.
Oh, come on. With that said, hold on. Let's shift it back.
Back
Now,
to comics.
Mark talked about Zaxby's.
Dylan Brock, baby.
Now, I've seen Zaxby's a handful of times in my life in all the different states I've traveled.
Oh, we're
Are
going back
they
to
actually a countrywide
Silly
chain,
me.
or are they more
Skinny guys are talking food, Beckerman. What the hell's up with this
Yeah,
shit?
there's
Regional.
a Zaxby's here, I think.
Are they more regional, or are they like everyone that's in the chat that's American too? By the
Never
way,
heard
feel
of
free
them.
to join in. Like, are they? They're not in
If you're
California.
not American, don't join in.
Yeah,
I
we don't want to hear from you.
More.
The truth is,
I have never heard of this.
Zaxby's is
So,
here.
You said Amazon?
I don't know if they're in California or not, but I've never heard of them. That's for sure. What's it called?
You check
Zaxby's.
Walmart.com?
Zach?
ZAXBYS.
What was that first letter?
I'll say it again.
Ed.
Z.
Yeah, Zulu. Zulu Echo X-Ray Bravo.
Jim's saying that he's never heard of them either. I've seen their commercials. I can remember seeing it.
Zaxby. Okay, I got Zaxby. I see restaurant. Athens headquarters is in Athens, Georgia.
Oh, there isn't one here.
Locations. Let's see. No results when I type in my zip code.
So Carlito's saying, Chris, I've almost fully recovered my smell after the virus. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you had the virus. I wasn't aware of it. Took a whiff of bourbon last night as a test. It was glorious. Can't wait to have a stogie
Robert Roode, glorious.
and some whiskey again.
Oh, Zaxby's is in Kansas City. Yeah, I thought I drove by one.
Their map doesn't show anything.
So is it safe to say that there are more Steak and Shakes than there are Zaxby's?
Probably.
Oh, yeah. I like Steak and Shake.
So do I. I really enjoy them. And another chain that I do enjoy that I found out in the last few years that actually has two different. It's weird, but
Carl's
Big
Jr.
Boy.
and Hardee's. Oh,
Big Boy,
Oh, the Big Boy.
in
They're
the
almost
Midwest is
gone
different from
extinct.
Big Boy everywhere else, including
sure
the
is.
Big Boy himself. He looks different.
probably. I don't know. They're practically extinct at this point.
Weird.
It's
weird
like
to
then
me.
you got the Carl's Jr. and Hardee's, depending on which part
I'm
country
going to
you're
bounce
in.
out, guys. Dinner's ready, so I'm
Okay.
going to
All
go
this
eat.
talk of food is making you ready to eat.
Michael, I appreciate your time, my man.
See you guys.
I'm just going to be on new comic book food talk. How to make a sandwich out of your freaking. There you go. That's my next wrap. The next whack hack will be like making comic book wraps. I don't want any of that. It's like vegetable matter.
Oh, Carlito's
Yeah,
saying,
it's
yeah.
a veggie stromboli.
Where's the meat?
Not in a veggie stromboli.
Hold that up
Yeah.
again, Mark.
Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't compute.
Wouldn't it not make any sense to have meat in a veggie item?
No, the stromboli. Doesn't make any sense. Should have like salami and pepperoni and sausage.
Not in a veggie stromboli. It shouldn't.
In a stromboli, yes, it should.
Yeah, in a stromboli, not a veggie stromboli.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
So, Carlito, I'm glad that you're feeling better. Yeah, he was so thankful that he was vaccinated. Some dippy-doo brought it into work, and what you going to do?
Yep.
Yeah, that's 9 times out of 10. It seems how it seems to happen. I know when Rob dealt with it, his was a little bit of a more different story, but
Mine
Yeah.
was like a chest cold, but
Right.
it definitely ran me down. But I mean, I was functional. But mine wasn't from work. Mine wasn't from work though, because I've been working from home. I instead went to the swearing in ceremony for my sister. She gets sworn in as chief of police, and it's like,
yeah. Carlito was saying, yeah, veggie stromboli doesn't compute.
you see, that's 2 votes against. So
My meals are not a democracy.
that's all right. We're here to sit. And
Just
judge
be careful
over
of
you.
a coup then, Mark. Be careful of a coup.
I'll tell you. I kind of wish I had some more. This morning I had some leftover Italian sausage in the
Okay.
house. And I made up Italian sausage and eggs. That was great.
So Biggie has joined us and said that he loves giant Blackhawks. So do I, because when you slab them up, they look much larger than normal.
What looks even better are the Golden Age ones.
Right.
Did you ever hear where
I like Black Hawks as well.
Where the Blackhawks were the pilots that took out King Kong?
Was it the Blackhawks? That I was not aware of.
A little retconning, having fun with the stories.
It's more like a veggie patty or shell.
This note's just cut up.
The meat is still on the animal. Biggie's saying that he does have golden Blackhawks as well.
Yeah, there you go. Those are the best ones.
Yeah. Yeah, the last good black.
Well, there goes Chris. So in Canada today, the internet went out. Polar bears had attacked a substation that carried the Wi-Fi signals, and
twice.
They also mauled a curling event where the curling stone actually got air, and that's what took out the Wi-Fi in Canada.
Yeah.
I just picture those dudes with going at it.
Of hockey at all.
A polar bear on the ice is mauling the shit out of them. Just blood everywhere. Somebody sitting there trying to mop it up as they go.
Chris, can you explain curling to Americans?
What's that?
Can you explain curling to Americans?
Can I explain what?
Yeah, like here, curling. Like here's a question. Curling. What's up with that?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing. I've said that word less than 20 times my entire life. So I can't explain curling to someone who curls. So, or better part, if a curler explained curling to me, I would have no idea. When I think curling, I think of what women do with their hair with those irons.
When you go to a bar, you've played the shuffle puck, right? You know, slide the little things down the fucking table length.
Shuffleboard, yeah, shuffleboard.
Shuffleboard is played on a ship, and then you have the table ones, whatever. Shuffleboard, you want to call that shuffleboard too? Great, but you've done it in the bar. It's got sawdust and shit. Well, the Canadians they liked that sport so much they said, "Yeah, well, watch this, you fucking hoser," and they went and grabbed a goddamn piece of granite and slid it on the fucking ice, and a sport was born.
I actually believe that curling is either Scottish or English.
And somebody was trying to do ice fishing at all. And they threw the granite out on the ice and it didn't break a hole and it just slid and it hit some other kid. And they said, "Hey, look at that. Let's see who else can get closest to the kid." Curling
is British or Scottish, but Canadians perfected it, much like how a Canadian created basketball, but Americans perfected that.
Yeah, they started in Scotland.
Thank you.
Curling is a sport. What is it?
I think it's an Olympic sport.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, first played approximately late medieval Scotland. That makes sense. Those damn sons of bitches will do just about anything with an inanimate rock or stone or stick.
It's true, Biggie. The little bit of stuff that Canada can hold on to, we focus on it till it becomes domination. That's true. It's true. There's only 40 million of us, so whatever we can do well, we generally they congregate and focus on that. But not me. I couldn't give a flying rat's ass. No, I prefer the NFL and Major League Baseball.
Hey, you know what? I like curling because curling is a sport much like bowling that a large fat man who's out of shape can aspire to one day become a professional athlete.
He could be an Olympic athlete, I guess, then.
Damn straight. It doesn't I can sit there and fucking go gently push a fucking stone and let it slide. And that's right. That cornhole, fucking horseshoes.
Say cornhole again.
Fucking cornhole. Could go out there and cornhole us some drunks. Wait.
Oh man. So,
serious question, Rob. When is that series that you and your wife were talking about that she's really excited for, that she's been big into?
The Wheel of Time.
Yeah. When is that coming?
That apparently is coming real fucking fast because she just got tickets to go to I guess there's a premiere that's being done in a lot of different places, and she's going up to the San Francisco premiere. Meanwhile, the
Is this
co-host
a
of the
theatrical thing or?
no, it's an Amazon show.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. It was a show, so it's that big of a deal. They're doing like a premiere event for it.
Yeah. This is like apparently a huge. Look, all I know is that she's been reading this series of books almost the entire time I've known her.
Oh, wow.
And she's gone to Jordan Con, which is a convention every year, usually in Georgia, related to Robert Jordan, who wrote this series.
You should go next time she goes and just come hang out with me.
Yeah, she writes.
Where's Georgia, though?
Yeah.
She manages the Wheel of Time, Fairyland thread. What? I didn't hear. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
I said next time they have it here, you should come with her, but just come hang out with me. And you're like, yeah, she goes, and like, damn, right?
Yeah, maybe, you don't know. She's supposedly I'm going to C2E2 this year, so she can go to Jordan Con and not feel guilty. But
if you come to Georgia, because that's a long drive, and you're willing to, I'd be happy to eat some barbecue if you're willing to whip it up. I'm not like, I don't have this huge crazy stance, you know what I mean? I'm not a psychopath, but I'd definitely be willing to try this thing and talked about barbecue.
You know, I actually do barbecue because I am from California. We do actually barbecue vegetables too, but usually at my big barbecue cookout that I do smoked portobello mushroom. That I do for the vegetarians that come.
Well, I'd rather do that then, because that's actually I love mushrooms. And
we do a smoked portobello that I do the fire sauce on, and we'll smoke them over. We smoke them over applewood.
Throw some onion on that too.
No.
Just green pepper.
We just take it. We'll put with the barbecue sauce on it, and you smoke it over applewood, and then you serve it like a piece of meat. And people can put other stuff alongside it if they want, but like slaw and other things, or people make sandwiches out of them, but. I don't pay much attention.
But he plays coy, but he knows how much you can do with vegetables.
Yeah, I don't necessarily eat it, but that's what we do. I mean, we always have that. We always have also cooler corn, because you know cooler corn, right, Mark? From the South.
Don't.
You don't know cooler corn?
About Cajun corn?
No. You just take corn and you shuck it and you toss it in a cooler and you pour boiling water in the cooler and close the lid. And then walk away. And about an hour later, the shit's good to go. And you just leave it in there and put a pair of tongs on top. People can just grab it just cooks, the hot water cooks them right in the cooler. So when you have to cook, we buy a whole case of corn and you shuck it fresh and just toss them right in. That way you don't have to try to cook them in pots. You can't do that. You just throw them in a nice clean cooler.
Corn's delicious, but that's like my last go-to vegetable.
Well, it's not really a vegetable.
To me, that's an appetizer at best.
No, it's a grain, so it's a side dish. It's not a vegetable. And I will fight people every time. My wife hates it because she'll sit there and try to serve like pasta or a potato and corn. And well, where's the vegetable? She says, the fucking corn. Well, the corn is a goddamn side dish. It's a grain. It's a starch. It's a carb. It's not a freaking vegetable. She hates me sometimes.
So where's Jordan Con again?
The part of corn that you eat is a grain. Corn as a whole is a vegetable.
It's part of a plant.
Specific. Yeah. Well,
it's vegetation.
The kernel is a grain.
Yeah.
But the corn itself is considered a vegetable.
I don't eat the rest of it. So
I don't know most people that do, or many people that do, but that seemed like an outrageous claim to say corn's just a grain, but just the kernels are grains.
It's like being an outrageous claim that a tomato is a fruit.
Maybe
it is.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Some people are outraged about stuff like that. I don't have any control over that.
I think people get more outraged about how to pronounce tomato.
Tomato, potato. Let's just call the whole thing off.
So, again, where does Jordan Con take place? In Georgia. The great state of Georgia?
I don't know where in Georgia. I don't pay attention. I've never been there. It probably varies. But Georgia's not that big of a state.
Biggie, welcome to New Comic Book Day Hangout.
where anything is possible.
Where I love to talk about American food or American fast food, which generally morphs into the conversation we're having today.
But anyways, so yeah, it's a big, huge show. It's a big, huge series of books and blah, blah, blah. Apparently this It's a big deal for those people who are into
Oh,
fantasy.
thank you, Jim.
Want Rob to do a Frank Sinatra album. I don't really sing well enough, long enough, Carlito, but I do have a huge selection of Frank Sinatra albums around the house because I do love Frank. I do love the Rat Pack. Love that. And that's actually the music that stays in the house because I only listen to it on the audiophile sound system. It doesn't belong.
All right, Rob. So it'll be at the Crown Plaza in Atlanta. So it'll be like 90 miles from me.
That's almost nothing.
Yeah.
I don't understand that unit of measurement. How long is that?
It's about 120 kilometers.
It's about 2 to 2.5 hour driving, depending on traffic.
Okay. So is it difficult to get out of was that Jackson County that Atlanta's in? Is that the problem then?
It all depends upon which side of Atlanta.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you don't want to go through Atlanta, you have to really go around it.
Yeah, if I said it
It's
once,
much
I've
like-
said it 1,000 times. Atlanta's a nightmare for traffic.
Yeah.
A nightmare. And it also, it's a huge time of day thing as well. Like there's windows of opportunity, but they close quick.
Yeah. You definitely want it. It's a every time I've been down there, it's always been you got to be cognizant of where, just because you're supposedly coming in there, you got to think about where you're staying in relationship to where you need to be and try to make sure you're on the right side of town because otherwise you're hosed.
Yeah, you really do. And normally you think I'll just hop on. There's most places in America you can hop on freeways to get places quicker, but there's certain parts of America that's actually going to slow you down. You're better off just staying on the smaller streets that it's more turning and more driving, more mileage, but you're actually moving opposed to just sitting still.
I think we all do.
Oh, that's not the only one. There's another. They made 3 movie posters, actual ones that hung in theaters. They did this one with both of them, and then a separate poster with just Batman and just Superman on them. So I have two. I have 2 of the 3 now.
Right. That's the coming soon one. And then there's the ones with their, the different eyes over the opposite characters' eyes over the
symbols.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You need to get the bus stop size ones.
Yeah. Big boys.
That's when you know you're a super trooper, when you're getting the bus stop ones. You're getting them put in light boxes.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of availability for setup here.
Yeah, I got one bus stop poster hanging on the wall and no light box.
Now I do have big banners, probably 4 feet by 12 feet, 12 or 18 feet banners that used to hang like an entire storefronts. Where Dark Knight Rises, Transformers: Dark of the Moon, Captain America: The First Avenger. But I have them just folded up and like when I had my own house when I was a bachelor, I had an entire wall that actually worked out. I could hang them on because my entire living room, dining room, when you walk in my house, was just movie posters that I would change out because I was a store manager of Movie Stop, so I would get all kinds of stuff and yeah. I still have all those movie posters and stuff in the attic.
I was going through my on my workbench the other day. I was clearing out some stuff and I freaking found a poster tube. I was like, "What the hell's this?" And it said on the side of it, it was a British quad. And I was like, "Oh, this can't be what's in here because I already have my British quad Nightmare Before Christmas posters hanging on the wall, both versions." And I open up, sure enough, there's another freaking original British quad movie poster.
Where did you find it at?
On my workbench.
Oh, nice. Just you missed over it.
Yeah, there's the way my workbench is. There's a spot where there's a corner where a couple things are just kind of pushed out of the way, and it was behind my scroll saw. And it was turning out there was a freaking poster tube there. Actually, there's 2 tubes. One was
huge.
I think it was just an extra American movie poster, but the other one was a British quad, and I was like, "God damn!" I didn't even know I had it. I knew I have an Italian poster around over here somewhere and another French one, but I didn't know I had an extra British quad.
That's pretty cool. You mentioned earlier that you don't miss out on Delato covers. And
not if they're. I shouldn't. It's hard when they're the regulars.
Yeah.
I won't miss out. If they're
Yeah, it's a gorgeous cover,
yeah,
but there
they're
just wasn't a clean enough copy for me to pick up. I had it in my hand, and I'm like, "What am I doing? I don't buy comics like this. I'm getting FOMO. What will I ever do with it?" But it is
Yeah,
absolutely
lately all those
gorgeous.
Del Autos that were all dark ones and whatnot. I haven't the Spider-Man booth ones.
Oh, I love those.
I was like, oh, they're
That's a
nice,
welcome
but I could
change.
do without. But yeah, exactly. This kind of stood out. It was nice. And I said, well, let me pick that up. I'll pick up the one variant.
You know the one that he
For the
did of
store.
Venom, and it's the first appearance of Codex issue. I think 27, but it's that one he did where you actually have the gravestone that he's okay. You have the gravestone that he was coming over. I did buy that one from Carlito, like in an auction. Like I couldn't pass that up. That I love that one, but that was toward the kind of like I don't know the middle beginning era of him doing this long run on those dark covers. But I wouldn't mind having one of the Carnage ones that he did is phenomenal. That Daredevil he did. There's some of them that the black background works well on, but now it just seems oversaturated. Like we're just so used to seeing them, they don't have that same flair. But what made me want to ask was I just thought about it when I killed my camera, but I've got that Action Comics 1000 as my little placeholder image.
Yeah. Just
like,
sitting in the that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's that's probably one of my favorite Superman covers ever.
Del Auto and Perillo are just like God. Those guys have a high number of great covers.
My brother and his family are getting a new puppy, naming him Finn. That's awesome. One of the guys that owns owns one of the vape stores here in town that I go into, he always has his dog in there, and his dog's name is Finn.
Kyle, thanks for joining us.
Springer Spaniel.
Yeah,
where's the other Kyle? Is he in hiding right now?
Sent the invitation out. Maybe he's sleeping off all that noxious gas. I'm not sure, but
yeah, checking on his neighbors or answering the police officers' questions about why his neighbors were poisoned.
I'm waiting for the PCR test to get back into Canada. When that law gets dropped, I should be able to hit the United States and hit my mailbox. I actually have the Jock Action Comics cover waiting in the 9.8 where it's obviously the classic pose of where he's opening up his shirt, and it was just Jock's take on it. It's just a normal white cover with just some simple penciling. And when I saw it, I'm like, yep, buy it now. It's one of those few times where I didn't try to negotiate or nothing. And then the pandemic hit, and the book has basically been sitting there for 18 to 20 months
imagine
now.
Your PO box. Obviously, nothing's. Obviously, the post office must be like pinging you, going, "Could you come pick up your crap?"
Shop for comics. Hope you're doing well.
You've got to have so many boxes stacked up there.
It's it's gonna be quite the day when I stroll in for both parties. But the thing is, I'm sure
they're going to be happy. They're going to help you load it out.
Than what I have.
Your problem is going to be that you're going to have so many boxes and stuff. You're going to have to unbox them before you try to cross the border. And then you're going to have to try to hide them under blankets or something in your car because you're going to get fucked.
I don't know. I've dodged it. I've dodged
What's
a few
all this
bullets
here, eh?
coming back into this country.
Oh, this is stuff I've just been driving around with this stuff. No, bring yourself a bag, get a bunch of used sex toys, and then put those comics underneath them, pile it up so when they open it up. Oh, he's one of those, eh? And they can push it aside and let you go ahead.
No, my secret to smuggling back into this country is I have veteran plates. And when I roll up with a veteran plate, it's just how's it going? Good. Who did you serve with? Let them know. How long have you been in the United States? Let them know. Do you have anything? I always tell them the groceries that I pick up or anything like that. And
you gotta have some letters out, or maybe like two comic books on the front.
You live that close?
And you go, I just went to pick up my mail.
I'm about an hour and change in good traffic away from Niagara Falls. And that's generally where I don't cross right in the touristy area of Niagara Falls, Canada.
You don't just get in a barrel and go over?
Oh God, I don't understand why people do stuff. But no, I generally cross at a different port that's mostly set up for transport trucks and that kind of thing. It's the Queenston Lewiston Bridge, uh, Queenston, Ontario, and Lewiston, New York. And basically, I get to avoid all the touristy area of both Niagara Falls, Canada, and Niagara Falls, New York. Just bypass it all, and my mailbox is literally 6 or 7 minutes away from the border itself.
I still got a book. I got to send you your book.
Yeah, I still got to pay you for it, so we'll figure it out.
But
yeah, it's
send it by carrier pigeon.
I figured out that it is the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 3 that's been sitting at my
Amazing
mailbox.
Spider-Man issue 3.
Yes, it was. And where it is today?
Take it somewhere else.
Do I deserve it? I don't know. I didn't deserve COVID. None of us did, but
you didn't even get it. So you know what?
Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be
go look at
one hell of a series of videos if I decide to do the YouTube thing with unboxing all the stuff I have there. Like I have the first appearance of Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel. I believe that's Avenging Spider-Man.
And do a series of them, break it up, record them. You can record them all in one day if you really want, but break them up into different videos and schedule them so you have content for a while.
Shop is saying, just asking, is that a major key for Spidey?
Yeah,
a little bit, man, a little bit. A little bit.
I still hate the fact that you had these things sitting there and you're like, oh, I don't know, it's like 3 or 4.
No,
and it was so nonchalant the way you said it. It was like
or 3.
2 or 3 or
I can't remember. And then
it's just
I'm like,
Spider-Man
I should look into this because Rob's going to keep poking fun if I don't. But yeah, it is
so nonchalant.
It is issue 3 that is sitting ungraded at my mailbox.
You can send it to me. I'll grade it for you.
Yeah. Will you give me a 9.8?
No, probably not.
But yeah, it's just top of my head. Like I said, that Jock Action Comics, it's sitting there. Obviously ASM 3, Avenging Spider-Man, Carol Danvers as her first appearance as Captain Marvel, because we know Carol Danvers has been 3 different characters now with Marvel in the title, and mystery boxes that people there's a few AOKs that people have reached out to me and asked for my address and give them my American address, and it's gonna be
you should have given
it's going to be a great moment when I get to return to the United States. A great moment.
You should have said, hey, suck it up, Buttercup. You want to AOK me? Show me you really love me. Send it to Canada.
No.
Spend the extra $5, you hoser.
That's not my style. But
they can afford it. It's the exchange rate's in our favor.
If someone says, I'd like to send you something, I'm like, I have an American mailbox, I have a Canadian mailbox, or you can ship to me here in Canada. Which one would be easier for you? And that's how I frame it. So, like, I know Scott from Hoarder's Hide reached out and said that he'd like to send me something, and C-List E-Man. So I got those cool things that are waiting for me there. And like I said, I have a handful of mystery boxes from Boxed Heroes, actually, sitting down there as well. And one day when the Canadian government can get their head out of their ass and remove this whole PCR idea for those of us that are fully vaccinated, I'll make my way back into the United States one day and get to come back and show everyone what I got.
You got 2 turntables and a microphone.
Yeah. And with that said, I think that's hold on. Shoot, Chris, you could afford it almost be done Grady by now. It's true. It's true. I probably could have sent it to feel free for Mark for you to speak up. I could have sent it to Justin, had it cleaned and pressed, and had him ship it off to Sarasota, get graded, and then send it up here. That whole time may have been the entire length of COVID.
Because now you want to send it down. It's March 2023, brother.
Yeah. Wow.
For pressing and grading through CGC,
Pressing
right?
and grading, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But some of the pressers, even the independent pressers, some of them are getting stretched out. Although I'm blown away. It's really weird. Some stuff happens so quick. Like I sent in a shipment to Rogue Trader. He pressed books, and they were in and out within a week. He had them on off to CBCS. Right. And I'm going, okay, great. Now they're going to sit at CBCS for a couple months now, wait for them to open them because they're sitting about 2 months. And all of a sudden, the next day, I get notification that CBCS has received them into their system. And I'm like, these are not like expressed or 2 days shipped or any of this other stuff. I'm just like, oh, I got other stuff that's been sitting at CBCS for 2 weeks. And all of a sudden, it's like, well, yeah, Carlito, if you were to send a book to CGC, a modern or even worse, if it's a pre-1975 book, without any expedited services, just the standard turnaround time, and you have them press it and you have them grade it, by the time you factor in the 8 to 10 weeks it's taking CGC to unbox and receive your book, I just missed out on one of those the other day.
Did you? So how long would this take?
So that book, if you sent it to have them clean and press it, factoring in the 8 to 10 weeks that it takes for them to receive it in the system, plus their stated lead times, you wouldn't see it until March of 2023.
Wow.
That assumes a 5-day work week and no other holidays.
Wow. So, but I could turn around, send it like to Mark's channel sponsor, Justin, Buffalo Bills fan, and have him clean and press it, and then turn around and have him ship it.
That cuts a lot of time off.
Yeah.
There's a huge amount of time involved in pressing at CGC right now. Especially if you're not paying for fast track and stuff. It's like I forget what it is, but I think it's like around 200 and something days just for that. So that's the killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is what it is. I mean, it's and like I said, CBCS, I've been seeing the same thing about, usually for them, most of the stuff's been about it's been about 6 to 8 weeks to receive packages for the most part that aren't expedited stuff. Now, this one I just got done, received within 2 days. I don't know. That was completely different. But again, if you have it pressed outside, at least you can cut that down. Even if your presser's taking 60 days to press stuff, it's still a lot fast. It still cuts 3 months off the time.
So how many books do you have at CGC and CBCS at the moment?
CGC is reduced dramatically now because of the last shipments.
Mm-hmm.
So CGC, let me real quickly. I happen to have it up. I just have to filter out the shipped from my spreadsheet. And at CGC, I have a whopping. Oh, that doesn't count. Just for regular grading, not counting signing events. 14. But 2 of those are about to ship. My 2 Golden Age Australian magazine books. They're in QC right now. Now, CBCS, however, that's the whole different ball of wax. So on that...
Mark.
What?
There's
striking a pose.
Someone sent me a photo of the Jane covers. Like, have you seen this one? And I had not. And I went directly to the website and it said sold out. But websites will post books and have them listed as sold out because their website just isn't built to say coming soon. They already have their listing set. They don't wait till the release date to post the listing. They want it seen. So I just had to go do some messaging and asking and questioning and getting the proper information. And it goes on sale Saturday. It's a Star Wars Annual 2021 Jang exclusive from
Can you link us here and I'll put it up?
comic. Yeah. He's got the
'Cause
Millennium Falcon.
I know
up there.
Rob's a Star Wars fan.
He's throwing the I don't know what character that is, but he's throwing the Stormtrooper
Is
helmet up.
Jaxo, or is
What's his
he's
name?
I don't know. I think it's Jaxo or Jax or something like that. He's a character who was introduced in Star Wars issue number 8, or I think it was.
It looks like
8
he
or
had
9,
Han Solo's
back in
gun
the-
in his hand.
He was like one of the first characters introduced in like the expanded universe that kind of became a reoccurring character. This Green
Pretty
Rabbit
cool.
character.
Yeah, John hates working with green, so that's pretty cool that he did. And it looks like he has a little creature on his head.
I don't know. I really never read the run.
Is that the children's run of Star Wars?
No, this is
Okay.
the original 1970s run that started with the episode 1 or episode 4, A New Hope. And then the EU started with issue 7, and then that Jax, I think that character's name is, he was introduced in issue 8.
Okay.
If I recall correctly. I might
Now-
be
Even
wrong.
if you don't, that
Don't-
sounded so nice that we're going to take it as fact.
I'm up or down one or issue, so it's like not whatever.
Now, but what I meant was Mark, the book that Mark showed up,
Oh.
is that the children's version of Star Wars Adventures?
That's Star
Or-
Wars Annual, Star Wars
Okay.
Adventures Annual number 21 from IDW. So it's the
Okay.
Star Wars.
Yeah, the Adventures, yes, it's the kids' book.
Okay.
It's like the companion to the adventures that Marvel's doing, right? Because they're trying this whole expanded media thing when they started all this stuff on Disney Plus and going back to this untapped era of Star Wars and hitting multiple publishers, young adult reader books, and they're just throwing it all out there and trying to see where it kind of hits.
His
harder.
name is Jackson.
Jackson.
Jaxxon, and he was introduced in issue 8.
Hey, nice.
So going back to your question, at CBCS, I currently have 209 books for regular grading, not counting what's in the signing events, and then I have 39 books at facilitators. And let's see, CBCS signings. There's 7 books at CBCS signings and 13 books at CGC signings. So yeah, altogether I have about 250, 260 books out to a 240 plus 30, 50, yeah, about 265-ish books out of inventory out of hand that are at signing events or being graded and pressed and stuff, or being graded and such. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, technically, so the CBCS might actually be reduced by as many as 90 books, because I had sent or not 90 books, like 30 books less. I sent 10 each month to a presser I was using, and he's gotten backed up. He got distracted. He was supposed to have shipped them. I'm waiting for his confirmation that he shipped them to CBCS. So they're either at the presser or they're at CBCS, but roughly the main point is they're eventually going directly to the grader, and
Okay.
I won't see them for a while.
So, Mark, you said you have 6 out to CBCS or CGC?
CBCS. I sent off 3 yesterday and 3 today. I sent off 3 because of the signing event today, and yesterday I sent off ASM 55. What is it? The 1 in 50, Chris?
The black and white sketch? Yeah, it's 1 in 50.
The white background one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent that off. I'm trying to tick away at those. Dude, I just love them, man. I honestly just. Yeah, man.
Yeah, the Gleasons.
Like you and me were talking about those covers, like 3 months before they came out. Like you were talking to me like, hey, watch out for these covers. And they're going to, and I actually was ahead of it where I've got multiple copies of all of them, except for like the Virgins. But I'm starting to send them off one at a time. I don't want to send just a lot of them and then come back like, I have a Gleason. Try to do a mixed thing. And
my 1 in 50 Gleasons was at a Gleason signing, so I'm waiting for it.
I've gotten two. Do I have two signed from? Yeah, I have two signed from him. I have the third print, the black background with the blue Virgin sign,
Yes.
as well as the 75 Virgin sign, which it still has the trade dress because it's built into the image, but it doesn't have the barcode bar or anything else on it. I got that one signed. And dude, the Pat Gleason store is so affordable.
Yes.
For what it is, comparable to other things similar in nature, it is so affordable. Like Virgin signed books, like $30.
Yeah,
Like,
I think for a big time artist, he's significantly cheaper than a lot of artists. Like Alex Ross's website, he's not particularly that cheap. J. Scott Campbell, not that cheap. Art Germ, not that cheap
at all. You can go to Alex Ross's website and find like a $2.99 cover price book, like not a key book, just a book, because he does cover art on just so many just standard issues. But put that signature on it, boy. $50. Come on with it.
Yep. Well, you can't. He doesn't do stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't do signing events. This is where you get your signature from his store. He doesn't like go to cons and stuff. You can find his signed merchandise at his portable museums that he sets up, because that's what they are. Like he sets up actual museums with art galleries. Like it's impressive
because he's a goddamn artist.
Yeah, he's legit. He really is though. Like he's earned his stripes. He really has. He's been doing this consistently for decades now. But
no. Well, I mean, I have other stuff.
What a coincidence. I sent off the Superman Son of Kal-El issue #1 Alan Qua exclusive. I think it was from Comics Elite, but they did 3 covers. And Alan Qua is almost like George Perez, in the sense that he likes to throw so much into an image. Like, so for the Son of Kal-El #1, you have Clark and John flying up to a building that says Superman Con or Metropolis Con or something. And it is just shoulder to shoulder packed in the streets trying to get in. And it's all the different characters from the Superman mythos and like Batman family, that like everything. It's like a Where's Waldo for Superman. But then for the then they did the Virgin for it, or the minimal trade dress for it. And then they did a Virgin where it just hit me in the feels. It's the same Superman and John side by side flying off together, and it's an all white background and a text bubble that over Clark's head that says, "One day you will be Superman." And it just, I don't know why, man. It gets me in the feels. So and that was A-OK to me by Sector 2815, Paul Cook over there. So I sent that one. Dude. It is really good, dude. And then what's it called? Ironheart #1 second print. So if you look that up, that's like $1,000 book in a CBCS last sold.
Second print.
CBCS last sold was like $1,200.
That's because someone was high. They had bath salts, and they freaking were stupid and bought a subsequent print for too much money.
Well, what it is that's just been that's the one out of that series, because it was such. Because you got to think when Riri Williams came out, when like they pushed Amadeus Cho, when they were doing Sam as the Falcon, when they went through this whole era of trying to push diversity in Marvel, which DC's kind of doing now, where they're creating new characters of ethnic diversity or putting more female characters out there. Like people were still reading the classics, so there was lower print runs, and those second prints were minuscule. So those have been the ones that have really hit.
It's still a second print.
So Daddy, no night.
Night.
Here you go. Think about this one, Chris. Of all those books, 31 books I have out are ASM sub 100 books.
So, like,
that's going to be what nice.
Did you feel like you needed to like step up to the plate because you saw my 1 to 50 run kind of thing? Is that what happened? Like,
no. I've been slapping all my sub 100s.
Oh, okay.
It's just they're stacking up. You know, it's like it takes so long, and I've been think about how many I've opened over the last several months. You know, I got more to open this week.
Sam saying he loves his Batman Harley Quinn second print.
Now that one, it should again. Now this is one of the things where I like that second print cover, but
what about the Killing Joke 7th print? The Killing Joke 7th print, it almost looks like it's sun faded, like it has an intentional look.
Subsequent printings are lesser copies. Period. End of sentence. Mm-hmm. They can be appreciated for their alternative artwork in some cases, but they are lesser books than the first printing. Period. That's just my opinion. You can disagree with me. You can be wrong, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That's my hot take.
Becker sent me a photo
Yeah.
that says the Mike Becker of bunnies.
There you go. Some good eating right there. That's what that is. And when you're all said and done, make some great slippers.
I thought I read somewhere, and maybe I was taught this too. There's actually very little nutritional value in rabbit. So if you're actually
Rabbit
out
meat?
lost in the woods and you catch yourself a rabbit to eat it, you're actually feeling full, but you're kind of starving yourself at the same time.
I would imagine it's very high protein but low fat because they do move around a lot. But much like most rodents, the meat's still protein.
Yeah,
It's just
I
like
don't
eating
know.
a squirrel.
I don't know.
Give me a smoker, I'll make damn near anything taste good. Even Mark's vegetables.
So Justin just messaged me.
milk in here.
No,
Milk.
this is full. You got to drink all this first. Yeah, drink that or go pour it out in the sink. Careful, don't spill
How
it.
do you catch a rabbit stuck in the woods with snares?
Snare. Dryer chicken. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
if
with a
you
snare.
kind of overcook it, but yeah.
Rob, let me ask you.
If you want to know how to
question.
catch rabbit for real, all you have to do is go join the army, and they'll send you for survival school. You'll learn, or you'll get hungry.
Yeah,
I
there's
need
not
to
much to
ask
catch
you
a rabbit.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a serious question. Most expensive.
Hold on. I have someone that can answer with a serious answer.
Always bet on black.
Hey, Chip, I see where you made that video for me today. I'm going to be
No.
watching that here shortly.
Oh yeah, no problem. No
That
problem.
was above and beyond, my man. I'm sorry, I'm so YouTube illiterate.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine.
But
So
all right,
it's-
Rob. Serious question for Rob.
Yes.
How do you
Hello, Chip.
kill?
Hi.
How do you?
How do you kill a blue elephant?
Crack the.
You
Crack
shoot
it,
it
drink
with a
it.
blue elephant gun. Stay with me. How do you kill a pink elephant?
You don't get drunk?
How do you kill a pink elephant, Rob?
The pink
With a
elephant
bottle of
gun?
Gatorade and aspirin in the morning.
I'm playing this game with a pink elephant gun.
No, you silly goose. You choke it till it's blue and shoot it with your blue elephant gun.
That's. Oh.
Watch out, YouTube. He's falling into dad
Just
jokes.
Put it- that's not even
So,
dad
Chip,
joke,
did you
that's
hit your
just-
That
LCS?
is. I did not. I didn't do nothing. I worked all day. But what did you guys get? Show me it all.
Venom
Venom. Okay, that'll work.
Okay. Are we
Venom.
all going to show up our different Venoms?
or Strange Academy.
Strange.
Okay.
Ooh, Venom.
Yeah, even
Some Joker, some Harley
Ouch.
Quinn romance.
Here, I'll blow.
Oops.
Hold on, let me.
Oh, that was a cool cover. That's a cool cover.
The Lemire,
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Robin and Batman,
Yeah.
Urban Legends.
That's cool.
Gotham.
All right.
Iron Batman.
Iron Batman. I think I got number one of that.
There's one incentive variant there.
Cool.
It's a
Is that
different
1 in
take.
25 or 1 in?
There's a 1 in 25, yeah. Signed. This is an older book, but it's signed. Came from one of those
Yeah.
Dynamic Forces, and then there was the Spider-Man.
Oh, cool.
The main cover for Venom.
The main cover. Yeah.
The other half of the Joker connecting cover.
Oh, you got both of them?
Yeah, the other Harley Quinn cover. And
Is that
the
really fun to read?
main cover.
The
The Eat Bang tour. This one's
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Eat Bang Kill tour. This is basically the HBO series.
Yeah.
It's picking up right from where that was. If you watched it and you're caught up, it picks up right from where they left off. in the series, and it's good. What's not good is the regular Harley Quinn book, which is not even good for like picking up dog piss.
Mm.
Not even good for picking up dog piss on AstroTurf.
Sounds like
For
a potential
for
whack
pit-
hack.
Yeah, I
for,
know.
for potty training a dog. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Number 2.
Number 2. Cool.
So far, the read of the week, Action Comics.
Hmm.
It's phenomenal. Joker number 9.
Cool.
The finale to Justice League Last Ride by Chip Zdarsky.
Yeah.
Excited for it.
For the Independents, I got Mighty Morphin, the start of the Eltarian War event. Billy the Kit number 2 came out this week. That first one was good. I'm excited to read that. Ablazes the Cimmerian, aka the real Conan.
Yeah.
And then I picked up a copy of Venom 1 to throw in the Legion loot box.
Mm-hmm.
Venom 1 to read and to throw in the next month Legion loot box if it hits with that first appearance of that new villain in it. And then my copy to keep, that John Romita Jr.
Oh, that's cool looking. That's a cool cover. I like that.
I'm a sucker for Romita Jr. I know he's not everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah, I like it.
Chris, we show one other thing. Chip missed.
Oh yeah, what did I miss?
What did he miss?
No, slide me back real quick before you show yours. We also forgot while you were away, we were talking about Chris's impending 500 subscriber count, and the fact that everybody should be hitting that subscribe button if they haven't already, because we're getting pushed for that 500. When he does, he's got some toys to give away, but I was giving away because he's my Slab-O brother. I have to give away a slab. So we're doing the Spider-Man,
Beautiful.
the Shannon Mayer 2019 New York Comic Con exclusive variant, color splash variant there of Mary
He's saying
Jane.
all these words just to distract you from the fact it's a PGX.
Oh, you are a son of a bitch.
Damn. Damn.
Wow.
He's not a graphic.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what?
Legion.
It's in phenomenal condition. If you don't want it in PGX, you can crack it and not hurt my feelings and send it off somewhere else. You can leave it in here until Shannon Mayer is doing a signing event and send it off then and get it signed and have it reholdered then. It don't matter to me.
Don't get offended.
The fact of the matter is it's going to grade well, because you know what? The one thing, the better sport anyone wants to say, the 9.8 is still a 9.8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a gorgeous cover.
It is a great cover.
Oh,
I've never
my
seen
God.
it.
Yeah,
That's very cool.
I don't go after PGX stuff, but I wouldn't be against buying PGX stuff. Save some money. That's for
If
sure.
it's free, what do you care, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
I
that
know
wasn't
there are some
awkward
people
at
who
all.
won't take it.
Thank you, Rob.
I will say that if it's in demand, people buy them, because I had several PGX keys recently that I sold, and I sold them for almost the same fair market values that everything else was selling for.
Yeah.
So then if it's a desirable book, it will sell at a fair price.
Yeah.
If it's not a desirable book, well, with anything else, you're probably going to have to drop it down a little bit. But
So yeah, for those that don't know, the immortal Biggie Shack, that's who he is, and his channel is the New World Order. Shouldn't be hard to find him. You don't have to look that hard.
He's everywhere.
Chipper,
Yes, sir.
I picked up issue 2 also of The Imposter.
Okay. Good.
This, believe it or not, fully Canadian title. Fully Canadian creative team for Robin and Batman. Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen.
did they charge you cover price for it, or did they
telling
mark it up to Canadian dollars?
I'm telling you.
Moving on.
Is that fully Canadian then, is it?
There we go.
Wonder Woman.
Cool cover.
Yeah.
I like
This is actually one of the better covers that we've had for Wonder Woman recently.
She's got a mascara
Like
on.
Mark, I picked up Zdarsky's Justice League Last Ride. I'm really looking forward to this, to finding out how the Justice League fractures. moving forward with their continuity.
Hmm.
My LCS did not get the Amazing Spider-Man in because of Penguin and their problems. You'll probably find out a little bit more about that.
Yeah.
There was a lot of distribution problems.
Oh.
I did get Miles.
Is that yet another new suit for him?
I think it's still the same suit.
Wouldn't it be kilometers?
That is true. It would be
Kilometers Morales.
real mileage, kilometers.
Or kilometers.
Kilometers.
Kilometer Morales.
Kilometers, yeah.
How many clicks is that?
That's true.
Right.
That was a good one.
I'm
Rob.
gonna guess probably the same.
Yes.
But
1-to-1 ratio.
The book that was going to be my hot pick for this week, but it wasn't.
Going to be, but it
Was
wasn't.
going to be, but it
The book that
didn't
is
end up
not
being
my
that.
hot pick for this
The
week.
book that I was considering.
A book
was-
that came out this week.
Yeah.
I'm guessing probably one of the longest names in comic books. Just ignore the banter. What's the
That's what they're
furthest
here
place
for.
from here?
Yeah, it's like, wait, why am I here then if I have to ignore banter? Furthest place from here.
According
Okay.
to Mark, no place
Yeah.
is far from here.
Yeah, you're all right by each other.
That's
So
true.
Except Chris.
Yeah, but I'm in real time though, Mark.
Yeah, but you're also 2 miles up on the ice cap.
That's true.
South.
2 miles above sea level.
A book that I'm really excited for
We only
is...
kill the children when they're first.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a great one. That makes us 3. Right?
Yeah.
or
good.
in this case, when we collect the children and put them all together, we dip them in acid. All right. A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance. I'm very much looking forward to issue number 2 here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to looking at that book also.
Maybe if we only found the righteous thirst for vengeance when they're killed. Well, anyways,
Real time.
I actually
All
have-
right, this is the part where Mark starts to get a little agitated.
That is correct, Shop. That is right. No doubt about it. Right in the middle.
The laughing
Right in the middle.
emojis let you know he knows what real
That's why
time
it's
is.
called Central.
and nobody uses it.
Well, Central would be
Oh,
relevant if the Earth didn't rotate, Chip.
Mark's hot pick from this interesting
The Earth
show
is flat.
that
What
you
are
should be
talking about?
watching
It
every
doesn't
Sunday.
rotate. It's all over
Every
Earth
Sunday.
time. Oh yeah. 2 cool guys, 2 hot guys, dicks, guys, whatever,
Two hot dicks. What?
whatever. I
This
Oh, that's a
This-
P.
this handsome fellow right here, his hot pick was Al Ewing and Ron V's offering of Venom number 1.
Yeah, there is a disclaimer with that. I'm not Venom chasing. I'm just trusting in these writers for right now.
Yeah.
Hoping that they can
Asterisk.
they can
Yeah,
fix the
asterisk.
chip.
Right. And my hot pick was Lee Bermejo doing something for Marvel.
Yeah.
That's a dope cover.
That's an awesome
Good
cover.
God.
That is awesome.
He's tired of Doomcock.
Yeah.
Right there.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness. Like,
That is an awesome.
who couldn't love that face by Lee Bermejo? Love him. Yeah.
That's
The
cool.
Hulk, if you
or
ordered
that
him off
face.
Wish.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a cool cover.
If Legion
Yeah.
would eat a cheeseburger every now and then, he might have nicer things to say.
Too much.
It's true.
Too much Al, too little V. So I'm actually a fan of Al Ewing's Immortal Hulk run. That being said,
Yeah.
like I do like We Only Find Them When They're Dead that he's doing.
Mhm.
But outside of those two, he doesn't really have anything that I'd be like, y'all have to go read this, or I would like give it like really, really high praises. So I don't have much stock in the Al Ewing aspect. Like he did create the Immortal Hulk thing when he was working on Avengers with a very, in my opinion, lackluster era of Avengers. Even it was just it was that all new, all different Avengers, and it was that stupid story where the Game Master has his brother, the Challenger, or whatever, and they make a cosmic battle, but just on Earth. It was just stupid. It was dumb. It was just regurgitated. But that being said, Ron V, this is his first time over at Marvel, so I don't know if they didn't necessarily trust him, or I don't know what's going on with these creative duos, because ASM is getting the same treatment right now. It's something that had been done before in the past, but there's a lot of potential with them two both being very cosmic and like bigger than, I don't know, it's more than baseline storytelling with both of them. They're both capable of it, and I think Al Ewing has gotten he's got a lot of potential under his belt after seeing what he did with Immortal Hulk and the direction it went with.
And let's be honest, like this is not Eddie Brock. I get that this is Eddie Brock's son, but we could get some different characteristics. We could have a different look to Venom, like Mark's cover there from John Romita Jr. Had Venom, with the hand wide open,
both of
with
them.
with a total different look that I haven't seen from Venom before way.
That's clearly Eddie Brock too. He doesn't have the chains on his arm,
right? But this could be a different flavor altogether. And I'm kind of with Mark. I thought that Kate's run was a little bit of a roller coaster ride, a lot of hype, a lot of people hopping on board, and then it was a Scorpion. So, and then it was a Scorpion,
and then we left him in the future.
Yeah, and then
or the alternate future.
We never revisited
he never came home
at all. Yeah.
I was like, we just forgot about him.
Yeah, I don't like where they took Venom in general. Like, I don't think it's weird to, like I've said it before, the whole handicap, omnipresent, cosmic space deity, dysfunctional father thing. It's just, it's too much, man. It's too much to enjoy for me.
You can say that, but it wasn't Kindred, so there's still that.
Yeah, well, that's the same thing. Just doing too much to too small of a thing. You're just overpacking it. It's like putting too many villains in one movie. You're just overpacking this one character. He can't stand. But I am excited if they kind of put the focus on Dylan. Now, spoiler, I have read most of it already, so that's where I stand. It's just, but it's really hard to judge after issue one.
Issue one, yeah.
Well, we're still standing on the exact same soil we left off on, and they're actually kind of diving in a little bit deeper to some of the stuff that we saw in Venom 200 or whatever it was. But Eddie's doing some outrageous shit, like straight up, like outrageous. Like, get away from this. I hope they correct this. Not correct, but I hope he doesn't stay in this cosmic deity King in Black role very long. Like, like you did that, now you stuck your next writers with this bullshit. What are y'all going to do to get away from it?
Yeah.
He's just going to have to go on a walkabout throughout the universe, disappear for a while. It's usually the way to go.
Yeah,
I mean, that wouldn't be a bad thing. The King in Black is missing. All the symbiotes are no longer under the control of it. They're running free and doing whatever they want. Free will for the first time, some acting out, some not, and it's up to Dylan to go find his father and try to keep this in check. I mean, that would be a great way to take it.
I'd rather just have it. They're all free and not doing stuff. So now Eddie's got to go try to control some of them or something, and he leaves and goes away and leaves Dylan behind to just do superhero shit with less fucking symbiotes around.
Yeah.
The 616 Earth stomping ground.
They're
just like the idea of basically making symbiotes the new X-Men, essentially, where like, oh, somebody might have one, and now we hate people who have symbiotes, and and now we're gonna have to create our symbiote academy or something, so that way they can all come together and be a secret team. Or
they're just literally just perusing through space as blobs until Eddie, wherever he is in the cosmos, just links into one and takes form of the version of Eddie who wants to take form. They just start talking to each other like they all fucking know English. But,
like the King and Brock.
Yeah, it's
trademark. I said it first.
Yeah,
it's weird, man. It's really weird. The Emperor Supreme is 50% great.
Like Biggie said that he'd like to see the Red Goblin meet Dylan Brock as Venom. I think if they went down that road, I'd be picking that book up, no problem. But I gotta admit, I'm kind of symbioted out. The King in Black had so much potential. I thought it delivered over the first few issues, and then that 5th issue.
Yeah,
like we're talking about a dude that was basically dead, came back to life single-handedly, wiped out a guy that's killed.
Dude, he rode in on Celestials. Come on.
Yeah, like he killed it. Like Nola's killed a Celestial. Like nowhere. The head floating through space that was in Guardians of the Galaxy, the movie. That head was because of Null. For those of you that don't know, and Eddie Brock bitch slapped him and threw him into Earth's Sun. Yeah. Like that's just some weak. That's weak. It's weak writing. It's how it's so. Like I think almost everyone was excited about the King in Black.
Yeah, I even read it.
And and I thought it was first 3 issues were really really good, really really interesting. Fourth one kind of was like, oh, don't tell me that we're just going to get a slam shut kind of finale, and that's exactly what we got.
Yeah.
All that being said, crossover has turned over a new leaf like that. Those past few issues of that have been fantastic.
Yeah,
but that seems
I
like
agree.
it's more his speed. I don't think you need to hand over these giant characters with these huge overlapping with other characters and these like whole universe level.
Oh no. No.
What if he is?
gonna make Chris cry.
No,
We do not need a symbiote on a clone. I've had enough.
Yeah.
Like,
God.
yeah.
like,
But what we
like,
do need
no.
is more Gwenum.
Yeah, interesting. But no.
Which is kind of weird because that's all like alternate Gwens, not a clone, but it's alternate, and it's synthetic symbiote. So it's kind of weird. But hey, here's a
Mark.
good news. There's a pecan pie donut now at Krispy Kreme.
He's already messed up Hulk. I've caught it as soon as they did the images
That
before.
cover?
No, like when they did the
The
spoiler
jetpack?
cover. They did a spoiler cover for the final issue of Immortal Hulk. That was one of them. But when they started showing images of him in a onesie flying through space with a jetpack and a Weapon X familiar helmet on, like, dude, come on, man. Like, play to your base. Don't try. Like, he doesn't. That's my thing. Like, he did it with Venom. He's going to do it with Hulk. He's not playing to the readership. He's just playing with the hype community. He's not writing comics for readers. He's just having fun engaging on social media and just drawing in people who don't give two shits about the character, who don't give two shits about reading it, who will either pick up multiple copies for spec reasons. They may or may not read it. No matter what they read, they will scream its praises, no matter what, because they have no point of reference. Because there's nothing wrong with them picking it up for those reasons, but regurgitating that this is awesome, blah, 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 when you have no point of reference to what is awesome, which I'm not like the gatekeeper of all that is awesome with comics, but when you shit on characters, that's not awesome, bottom line. And when you're hyping up people doing that, they're going to continue to do it. Like it's shitting on the readers. It's shitting on the long-term fans. It's shitting on the short-term fans, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
That's a good take. I just don't know why Cates gets the fanfare that he does. I think there's a million and one writers that are better, that engage as well. Like Chip Zdarsky, for instance.
Yeah.
Like for me, Chip Zdarsky is probably the best writer this year that we've had. He's tackling so many different things.
He's up there. Ron V, though, man.
Ron V, yeah.
You got to
Ron
give
V.
credit where credit's due. Everything
V.
that he has touched has hit on such a deep level. Like it is insane.
But has Comic Tom given those guys his man crush love that he gave to Sir Donny Cates?
No, and that's another thing. You got to think of how many people have the huge influx of people that have stepped into the comic book community because they like watched MCU movies or this or that, and then the first thing they find are stuff like Key Collector and Comic Tom, which is a great resource and a great outlet. But you have to understand that those guys are in their own niche also. They're in their own little clique also. They're robbing Peter to pay Paul over here with each other. They're working inside of their own like 4-man community, and that's fine and all. But the people that aren't privy to that are the ones that they're really marketing to, which is such a large number of people right now that it's just causing these frustrations for people who don't go down that avenue. There's so many different avenues of this hobby, and there's nothing wrong with any of them.
Yeah.
But so many people are getting shit on because of different aspects of it.
Well, I feel like I've had a big dump dropped on me by Nick Spencer, so we all have those kind of writers because of the characters that we love. Like for me, obviously, the 4 of you know how I feel about
Yeah.
about the Amazing Spider-Man, and that basically suffered through 75 terrible issues,
Yeah.
only to find out the character, the villain that he's been building
Not
up all
all
this time.
75 were terrible, but all 75 were grueling.
Oh.
And the
Yeah.
majority of them.
Look, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The
Or awesome.
highlight of Nick Spencer's run is issue 55, and that has nothing to do with the man himself.
No,
It's
it
all
was issue
because
76.
of the cover.
76.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
But yeah,
Hmm.
Taylor, you're kind of right. Yeah. But yeah, that's we all have we all
How
think, we
many
all have
po- yeah,
writers
how
that
many
we think are
points?
overrated.
He did 75, and then how many? There's at least 8.
Well, all
At
the
least-
different spin-offs, a clone, like
Oh no, wait, no, we had all the hunted stuff
Sinister
too. didn't
War,
we?
Sinister War, which was actually not bad because Ed Brisson got brought in to save it.
We had
Like-
so
like-
many .1 books and stuff during his time because we had them also during
Nope.
like
That was
This-
Dan Slott. Unless I'm wrong, I thought it was Dan Slott.
well, I'm not saying that he was the only one who did them, but
There was a lot of them.
I know that we did some in the towards the end there while Peter was doing all his freaking building up when they were all in the tunnels and shit. But
Yeah, the best thing that happened to Spider-Man this year
well, you had the dot
was Chip
HUs.
Zdarsky.
You had the
Yeah.
dot HUs as well. We had the
Cs.
hunted ones at the beginning.
Yeah.
So you had
Yeah,
1,
the hunted
2,
Spencer.
3, 4, 5.
Hold that up again, Chip.
That's a cool cover. Is that Vermin?
Hold on a minute.
Is that Lizard or Vermin? Yeah.
That's Lizard
Yeah,
and
that's-
Vermin, I think.
Yep, it's both of them. Yep. Vermin, who was the co-star of The Death of
16.
Craven.
Mm-hmm.
17.
Dude, it was such a sad show of a character in that storyline.
There were like 19 other issues in his run as well, between the the last rights, the .LRs, the RAs,
That's
the
right.
frickin'
Annuals.
and the
Yeah, yeah.
HUs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh.
so that's why it seems like it was a damn near 100, because his 75 issue run was like 94 issues. Fucker.
Taylor, I know that hopefully you're still watching. Are you going live at 9:00 tonight?
In like what, 7 minutes?
I know he
Or-
usually
or what
he
time's-
usually
his
goes
time's up.
live
He's
a little bit.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I get time zones.
I know
are hard.
he generally
He's-
goes live, on New Comic Book Day as well,
Yeah, night.
because he does a lot of reading.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious me!
Not going live today. Recorded my review video this week. Okay.
Okay.
Well, but I'm going to end it on that point, gentlemen.
All right.
Chip, thanks for popping in for the tail
Hey,
end of this.
No problem. Sorry, I didn't have
Mike-
anything to offer.
Well, you just showed me a cover I've never seen before
You
in my
gave us a
life.
chance to recap.
Well, thanks.
But yeah,
And
and
brought us back to
exactly
comics.
right. We got to recap. And to Becker, that was here earlier. Thank you for your time as always, Michael. I appreciate it.
Yeah, come on.
Rob, can you tell us what you got coming up this week on Rob's Fat Stack?
So
Old
many
Comics?
things, but so many things. But most importantly, I will be releasing that video for the 500 subscriber giveaway for Chris the Comic Vet. So make sure that you're down there hitting that up down below to get the chance to get that. Other than that, Slab Hub I'll be around. I got a bunch of other stuff that's dropping. Haven't decided about slabs that I have here. But the main thing, Saturday will be Slab Hub. We have Gary B, the casual comic guy. He'll be on this week's episode of Slab Hub. And then, of course, next Monday's mail call will be huge. There's some couple of sub ASM 100 keys. There's a huge DC key
Huge.
in there, and some other great books. So,
Very good.
Hello, Mark. What do
Hey,
you got coming up this week?
oh, man, I'm working on something huge right now, but I'm not going to share it out. But what's the name?
Huge.
Wednesday. I don't have any videos on Thursday, but I'll be on Burt Family 54's comic tomorrow night, most likely, reviewing 3 random books. And Friday, the community hangout starts at 7:30 a.m. real time. And I'm not sure how long we'll be going because I'm going to be taking the family to our fair this Friday during the day.
You're going to have an affair with your family?
That's the only people I know how to have an affair with, Rob. You're just too far away. But Saturday
well
will be
done,
the
sir.
list. I'll be going through the books that are on my pool and kind of previewing them so that the following Sunday we can review them, because every Sunday night at 9 p.m. on the channel is At Weeks In, the spoiler-filled look back at This Week in Comics and so much more. And I'll be joined, as usual, by the Comic Vet and new guy Ryan. We'll be reviewing comics, movies, shows, news, whatever's relevant for the week. So stop on by, hang out, chat it up, and end your week the right way.
Chipper?
I got nothing, man. No, I'm gonna actually. I've started up my little coffee to comic thing again. So I've been doing that. I actually have I'm just trying to do a little review when I do it, or talk more about the comic instead of just showing. The other thing I'm gonna be doing is Saturday banter. So Freaky Louie will be doing a special episode where he will be doing drunk history. So he's going to be, I don't know if he's really going to be drunk or not, but we're going to watch him and we'll probably try to get drunk with him. So, and that's about it, so just come on up Saturday night. Everyone's welcome. And we hang from 7 p.m. real time and, go until whenever, man. Well, until Rob finally says he's done, and then we're done. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I got stuff. I don't know. I got stuff for Mystery Box Monday, and I'll be on Slab Hub. So I will be on his channel this weekend. I'll be on his channel this weekend, and at the end of the weekend, I'll be on his channel.
You're just a whore.
Yeah,
You'd be all over
That's
town.
what I do. That's what I do.
That's what's great about you, and you're beautiful for doing it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And all right. Normally,
Tomorrow, all of you out there, all you veterans.
Oh, okay.
Happy Veterans Day tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you.
And for those of you who don't celebrate the Veterans Day, but it's Armistice Day, well, we'll remember you as well, too.
Happy
all over the
Veterinarians Day as well.
Yes,
Oh.
Chris, there you go.
Chris, for the veterinarian.
comic-
Well,
you
with
comic
that being
veterinarians.
said,
Comic
with that being
veterinarian.
said, you would all think that at this point I would let Whack Comics close us out with K Titus, but no, not tonight.
Oh.
DJ Links.
DJ Lynx is in the building. If you didn't come to party, then you should just go home.
Hello, 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 and how are you? Hello, 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 and how are you?
This is K Titus. This is K Titus. This is K Titus.
Hello, and how are you?
This is K Titus. This is K Titus. This is K Titus.
Hello, and how are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I hope that you are too. The Comic Vet. The Comic Vet. The Comic Vet. The Comic Vet. 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 Vet.
Hello, and how are you?
Vet. 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 The Comic